Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. I should be resting in my bed after a long, whatever it is, um, cleaning session. I have an update. So I'll tell you what happened. I was on the phone to Higgins. Excuse me for a minute. I checked the food roster. Apparently, Chloe claimed she ate that sausage rope. She was like, I ate that sausage rope you donated. No, she didn't. It's in the fridge. Anyways, let me tell you a quick story, okay? So I'm on the phone to Higgins, right? Zoe doesn't know this story. She'll probably get it in the morning. So speed this up, okay? It goes like this. So I woke up, right? And I couldn't find my phone, right? Chloe misplaced my phone again. So while I was looking for my TV remote, I made my bed up, after the thing. But the inspection was like, hour and a half late, right? Something. It's supposed to be 2. It's like 4, right? It's like 4. It's like 4 something, right? And I'm sitting on the phone with Higgins, something like that. And Higgins and I are talking. The manager's like trying to get my attention, and I'm sitting there like this, phone in one thing. I told them. I finally, So Chloe finally snapped and said, "Look, you basically worked Rita to the bone. She's had a concussion. She's basically her stress levels through the roof. You want to kill her? You want to kill her because if you do, her family will sue your ass for the stress you're putting on her. Oh well, we can get out of it." Then Chloe got mad and said, "Fucking Mormons." And they looked at Chloe, and Chloe's like, "Listen here. 6 months ago, you weren't enforcing anything, but the tub keeps breaking. So what they came in here for? Well, the note says that they're here for." Um, the notes here for dirtiness. Still dirty, unsanitary, and fire violations. Dirty. So dirty and fire violation, right? Place is clean, but they don't claim, they don't tell you how clean it is. They want it fucking immaculate, right? They didn't care about the floor. Then they got upset when Chloe was talking about, Chloe was literally, accusing discrimination, which is true because 3 inspections in 12 months. And then then anyways, the story goes, right? She turns around, right? They're always been polite to me, but they're basically, I'm a hermit. I don't leave my home because, I'm not allowed to, right? So they're accusing us. Okay, get this, right? That the heater has to be at least a good 6 inches, right? So I took a measuring tape, right? Because they came back after me and Higgins, Anyways, so measuring the thing, right? 6 inches clearance right here. See, they're claiming. Let me just show you. See this here? They're claiming that right there is too far from. See the table there? Too far there. The table's got to be moved like 3 or 4 feet, right? Which means it sits right here. But to do that, they want the lift chair, right? The lift chair to be moved into the hall, which then it obstructs because my bed, which is right there, is taking up too much space in the living room, and therefore they're thinking the thing, which by the way isn't even touching the heater, apparently. See, apparently, right? The heater right there, the baseboard there is it considered a fire hazard. So fire hazard by the wood, right? Fire hazard if they move the chair out like 3 or 4 feet. Yeah, I mean you have to have a pure clear walkway for EMS and emergency. This is what the manager said. So they want me to get rid of the lift chair. They want me to get rid of my bed. They want me to get rid of my table because in their opinion it's all a fire hazard. Oh, not to mention, see where the cable is right there? I got 2 plugged in there. Apparently, those cables are a fire hazard. And then they want to tell the internet company to remove my router and my internet cables due to the fact that the cable's too long. It connects to the Ethernet cable. So apparently, so they came in here. They didn't give a shit about the hold on a sec. Literally. And then they asked us if there's a battery problem. With the vent, right? Apparently the vent, right? So they didn't even say anything about it. They also said they're changing the valve out in the water tank, right? But I'll get to that in a minute. So basically, so then I'm sitting there right on the phone to Higgins. They're calling me rude because I'm on the phone to Higgins, right? You know what's rude? Cleaning for a week and then they come in here and they say fire violations. Let's see. Chloe's room, two minor violations. One is clean the mildew in the windows. She went and tried to check the windows in mine. They're like, oh, the mildew needs to be cleaned. Really? So manager, right, is pissed. I'll tell you what, manager's pissed, all right? Over a chew this morning. The manager's pissed because frankly it goes like this, right? The manager is being called out for discrimination, and it is. It is. Literally, the Mormons are literally, I mean, they're literally going back to their, whatever. I mean, look, 4 years, right? 4 years. Every inspection we had, they didn't say, oh, this cable, cable on the floor is them. They're basically like, oh, you got to do this now, right? I mean, literally, half the fucking plugs don't work in this fucking place anyways. The multi-taps come in handy. But to them, there's every multi-tap in this house is a fire hazard. Even if it's sitting on a fucking desk, they don't want it. They want you to get rid of it, throw it in the trash. It's like they're trying to tell us what we can and can't do. Oh, not to mention, my $1,200 rod needs to be disposed of because it can't be stored in the closet where my other rods are. These $1,200 rods need to be disposed of. It's like they're fucking basically picking on me for everything I owe. I mean, literally, son of a bitch turns around and he basically, my birthday present, right? These here, $900 rods, right? What's he say? Oh, you can't have these because, they can't be stored there. Fine, I'll store them in my office. You can't store them there. Oh, really? So you're basically telling me that I can't go fly fishing because you think an American-made fly rod like Winston should be fucking to people like you fucking Peckerwoods. Yeah, that's what, I mean, literally, my prepping thing, right? Literally. Then they complain about the pile of food on the bottom of the pantry is a fire hazard. I'm sorry to say, but literally, they come in here, and they literally tell me that it's a violation of fire code. So they didn't even say anything about the 3 or 4 flies buzzing around the bedroom. No, they came in. Then they complained about a little dent right there in the door. I said, oh, I don't know how it came about. Now they want to complain about that. The advocate told me outright, well, don't worry, we'll get it replaced. We'll pay for the doors. They don't want the doors repaired. Thing is, 6 months ago, okay, here's the problem, okay? 6 months ago, Chloe, they found out Chloe put a hole in the door. They told Chloe to fix it. They would get back to us within a month, right? They said, oh, pandemic's causing everything to be slow. We can't even get water tanks. Conserve your water. Don't use their water, right? Then he goes in, he's talking about a valve. He wants to something or other to install a valve in all of these apartments, right? All of them. But the technician said it'd be 3 years out, supposedly. Chloe overheard that, and I overheard it too on the phone. Higgins, 3 years out. So first you got to conserve the water tank. and goes smelly and stinky because the management doesn't want to replace a water tank. Then they come in here and they don't give two shits that I've cleaned the fucking Johnny Flushers 7 times. I've cleaned this kitchen off and on, everything. Oh, it looks great. Even the cabinets look great. But they're more interested in it. Fire hazard, fire hazard, fire hazard. Oh, and by the way, the lift chair, if it was plugged in, it would be considered a fire hazard in their opinion. I mean, literally, are they fucking really trying to be a fucking Peckerwood? I mean, literally. So I'll tell you what happened, right? I'm not moving the cables, for one, I'm not. The power plugs stay, all right? I mean, literally, wherever you plug them in, they're going to be a fire hazard no matter what. Poppy said that. You buy a multi-tap. Why do you buy it? Surge protector. These fuckers don't want you to own anything nice, it seems. Secondly, turn around and say that the Christmas tree needs to go. It's a violation. And that the bunny cage needs to be cleaned once a week. Yeah, I agree. I mean, they even told Chloe. They say poo is a violation, and it brings in bugs. Well, maybe Chloe will learn her lesson, right? Fortunately, the real problem isn't about the fire violations, right? The real problem is them enforcing it. You see, 6 months ago, everything was fine. You know, they didn't even give us a letter stating where the violations were, right? They just said verbally, right? Verbally. If you don't put it in paper, it doesn't exist. You see where I'm going with it? So what happens? They didn't say it. Mel was with me 6 months ago. Ash was before that, Ashley. So we have had people watching. This time around, they delayed it thinking Melissa would not get involved, you know. And the point is, Melissa did. And what did they do? They literally want to claim everything is a fire hazard. Just living and breathing is a fire hazard. I mean, literally. When the guy comes in, literally, they don't care about. Hold on. They don't care about certain things. I mean, I wake up in the morning, right? So I'll tell you what happened, right? So this was all coming from Chloe, right? Now we know Chloe can really startle me at times or annoy me. So, anyways, I was on the phone to Higgins, and they didn't get one word in with me. I was like, I'm on the phone to Higgins. We're talking about the price of eggs and prepping, right? And they're like, I heard them in the background, like, you don't need to eat 5 dozen eggs. And you don't need to be a fucking Mormon Peckerwoods that's telling me what I can and can't do. I mean, literally, you know, they're sitting there, you know, violations or you got to move, right? Thing is, what did Melissa do? Melissa basically turned around and wrote them a letter saying, you know, you didn't send us a letter the last time of violations. You just said fix it. Fix what? Literally, they didn't put it in paper. How you're going to fix something if you can't fucking put it in paper? I mean, literally, the son of a bitches didn't even fucking send it. Melissa and I were there, right? And Melissa and I were at the meet last time, right? And Ashley, too. They said, oh, the heater over the wall there is fine. It's got plenty of clearance. Manager said, okay. Manager Jessica didn't care. Manager Michelle didn't care. Manager Judy didn't care. Judy. This one cares, apparently. 6 months later, trying to enforce it. 6 fucking months later. And they're like, right? So they're like, oh, you got to fix it, right? Fine, let Chloe freaking go in there, right? Chloe's like, oh, I'm going to go through these boxes. I want to use the mattress, right? There's a hole in the mattress in the office. Manager's like, oh, you got to get rid of it. Really? What else do you want to get rid of? Oh, you got to get rid of Chloe's swing thing, right? She's got this, like, swing thing, right? You know, and it's used. Phyllis, one of our own neighbors, gave this little rocking thing for porches, you know? It's just like a little swing thing, right? Fortunately, So, they're not giving us a time frame, right? So Chloe's like, I'm gonna work on she's like, I gotta go through the boxes and I'll make the room work, because she's like, oh, I might get a storage shed. I don't want anything of mine in storage. I don't trust it. Chloe didn't pay a few times, and her storage shed was taken away. Lack of payment. I told the guy I'm not the responsible party. I didn't sign my name in the lease. Don't email me, right? Fortunately, it came out of Chloe's card, but now. So the manager basically isn't enforcing things, right? But here's the kicker. Right? So I finally turned to Melissa. She called me. I emailed her, right? I was like, call me ASAP. When I basically say ASAP, she knows it's an emergency. Otherwise, she knows I'll wait. So she called me. She said, what's wrong? I said, it's the inspection. She said, oh my God, I should have been there. What happened? I was like, everything that went wrong did go wrong. I said they came in claiming it was a dirty apartment. Yeah, I said that the tub needed to be fixed. Even if it's dirty, they can't do it. But apparently, I said they weren't looking for dirtiness, right? Melissa, Mel, she's like, what do you mean? They're quoting fire violation. Nothing about infestations or whatever, but fire code. He said, what was the problem? Apparently, the table that I use for my office table here was, and I quote, a violation of the fire code because I got too many papers and apparently, oh yeah, and apparently I'm supposed to find a way to move the heater because that cable there next to the freezer is, again, a fire violation. I mean, literally. So it's like, so Melissa, Mel, she turned around and then, I'll get to the other thing Zoe wants to know about. But anyways, I talked to Melissa. I said, look, let's do coffee or something. Let's do something, right? I said, I can't literally do, I had been sick, right? She's like, but she was very polite. She's like, so that's what they complained about the table. Yeah, they want me to move the bed. I said, I can't move the bed. I said, the box spring alone will fall apart. I said, you can see the springs, right? I said, I'm not moving it and I'm not getting rid of my bed because it's hide-a-bed. I said, I got it laid perfectly. It took me a while, over that. I said, maybe the box spring got damaged due to the fact of the hide-a-bed frame. But I said, just to get it taken care of and to get rid of the bed, that's a different story, right? Well, so Mel turns around and out of her mouth, I love her. She's a sister. She says, no offense, sis, but your bed's a piece of junk. And Zoe, she would get a kick out of it, right? So what we'll do is we'll make arrangements for you to go up to this place that does slightly used and mint condition. Basically they sell pillow top mattresses at this place. So she says I'll call them in the morning to get you a king or queen. She said more likely a king would take up half the living room or more. I said I don't want a full. I refuse to have a full. I got queen sheets. And I like my queen sheets. She said, we're not going to get rid of your queen sheets or your bed. She said, we'll see about getting you a king bed. Maybe with a headboard too. I said, can I have one that's got stuff that I can put little toys in there? And she said, sure. I said, the problem is I use my living room as my bedroom. I like to have access to the coffee pot. I said, the office can, unless you want me to redo the entire 2 living areas of mine, which would take a month. In the meantime, they'd have to, not violate my things about the fire code, right? So they go in the clothes room. She's got the swinging thing, right? I said to Chloe, why not utilize it? She said, what do you mean? I said, well, don't donate it, but use it as like private chair or something, and They go into Chloe's room, right? And they're like, oh, the windows one. They go into mine, right? They walk right past me. And this is what they did. They look in it, right? And they're like, oh, the blinds need to be replaced. And Chloe's like, oh, those are a few dollars. Just tell us how much it is. We'll buy them for, get us the measurements at Browns or Ace, and we'll do it. We'll buy the parts that's needed so you don't have to basically try to charge us. Oh, no, we can. No, I insist, what Chloe said. Because we're not charging. Oh, well, yeah. Then they asked about the light up there, this one, right? And then Chloe was like, well, Rita's already replaced them once. These ones. She's like, but you have to call us to replace him. You could have got the wrong wattage. Chloe turned around and said she basically took the entire little light bulb with her and says, I want one of these. And again, and the reason for it is Jessica, or not Jessica, Jessica, that's her name. We have two Jessicas. The first Jessica, was nice to a point. And she's like, you're responsible for all lights in the house, right? She didn't complain. She'd come in there, do an inspection. She'd be like, oh, this is within reason, right? No problem. Michelle, same thing. Judy, the same thing. This one, 6 months ago, nothing about fucking fire hazard. All of a sudden, they come in there and they're like, oh, there's a fire hazard. There's cables on the floor. Oh, there's the place is dirty. And then Chloe turns around and Chloe says, puts her foot down and says, I'm going to basically stand my ground for me and for Rita's Zoe. And she's like, who's Zoe? Zoe might be the new roommate that replaces me. But she said, quote unquote, Zoe doesn't want Rita to stress. You cause Rita's heart to go through the roof. Rita's got heart disease. She can die at any time. 2, is you're telling Rita to work with a fucking concussion. They asked how I got it. Oh, did Chloe beat me with a bat? Chloe said, no, it's that fucking thing in there. If you would fucking fix it, we wouldn't have this problem. They said it's a fire violation to hang a thing there. Chloe says that towel's going to be in there until it gets fucking fixed because I'm not having Rita crack her head again. When I found out I had that, they were like, oh shit. So technically, and then they asked how it happened. Chloe said a toilet overflew. Rita's the one that went in there, cleaned it all up. Every piece of it. Now they're thinking the toilet's malfunctioning. I mean, literally. So anyway, so basically, the funny thing is I was with Melissa, and I said, oh, let me check my account balance. I'll talk to you in the morning. If I can find my fucking phone. Chloe fucking sends it, I don't know where your phone went. Well, it ain't in my bed. So Melissa wants me to take a break for a couple days and rest. She's going to get to the bottom of this for me because that's what she does. She does housing advocacy and she's pissed about it. But when she said my bed's a thing, I said, well, I can't move a fucking 600-pound plus height of bed. She said, oh, she says to me, and Chloe, this is what Chloe said. Chloe's like, tell Melissa the story about why you won't get rid of your couch bed. Right? Why I won't get rid of it. And then, you want to know what really pissed him off? I'll tell you what pissed him off, right? Chloe's sitting there, right? And they're like, oh, this is a fire hazard. You got to move that. That's a fire hazard. You got to move that. Chloe said, what? Well, the heater does turn on even if it's cold. It turns on. Chloe said the heater doesn't turn on. They said, yeah, it does. Chloe said, no, it doesn't. They said, you want to challenge us? Chloe said, yeah. Because it's fucking turned off at the switch so we don't have to pay extra money on the electric bill. Then they turned and countered it. Well, if the electric panels are off in the heater, there's actually a switch for a baseboard for each room. So I got the 2 bedrooms, the office and the bedroom turned off. They're now quoting, get this, right? That if we're not paying the heater our place, which, why do you think I'm wearing this? Right? Thanks to Pee-wee. And a robe and this and that. The fan, I think the fan's basically bringing the cool air in. But anyways, the ceiling fan, they didn't even complain the ceiling fan was dirty. We went in and cleaned it. We even dusted too. We dusted. They didn't complain about the dust. They complained about the multi-taps and all the plugs in the offices, in Chloe's room, my place. They complained about the Ethernet cable. See that black line right there? That black cable right here, this one, that is the Ethernet cable. They want to contact the internet company, remove the router because the router is screwed to the wall. Basically, the internet company screwed pretty much to the wall, and they're pissed about it. I said, well, that's what they did. What do you want us to do about it, huh? But then they're pissed that the cable is running behind the stove, the kitchen, the oven, right? Well, that's what they did. Take it up with the event. They want the internet company to turn us off because apparently that's a violation. So they come in here. They write in the letter that it's dirty, which it was, and Chloe's like, look, I make the mess. I don't clean it up. Rita shouldn't take the flack for it, so let Rita be on the phone. Then they go and they quote that little thing, right? I said, Chloe, just redo your room. Just spend a week redoing your room. Get off your fucking lazy ass. She said, okay. She said, what about your office? I said, I'll figure that out myself, right? Anyway, so they turn around, right? And they're saying, well, without electricity and heat in this place that I said, Chloe turned and said, you know what? The same argument was made Moses Lake under the same management company. And they said, well, the managed company won, right? No, managed company lose. The lawyer basically said it's not our fucking job to heat this place. It's our job to pay the rent. It's not our job to fucking keep your fucking pipes from freezing. So they're basically quoting the pipes can freeze, right? Chloe said the pipes could have been fucking frozen the fucking night the power went out for 10 hours, and it was below zero in this place. She says, yeah, you won't let us fucking use a generator. You won't let us fucking use baseboard heat. You won't let us use a kerosene lantern. You won't let us use a fucking Coleman lantern. You won't let us use a fucking cook stove so we go hungry. She said, everything you quote is fucking a fire hazard. You won't even let us use an oil space heater. Mm-hmm. It's basically a fucking fire hazard. So Chloe says, what is it? You're targeting us. Chloe threw a note to the manager, right? She says, we know there's fucking 9 restraining orders against Lacey. And she says, well, that's not your business. It is when fucking the Connors fucking instigated it. When the lady looked at it, she says, can we have this? We have to report this to law enforcement. That she basically was egging on Lacey. And then Chloe said, no, that's my fucking letter. Get your own damn fucking letter. That was directed to me because Lacey offered to come in here and help clean the place for Rita. But Rita did it because Rita doesn't know Lacey. She's been told lies by the Connors. And yet Rita looked this over and said in the gray area she was instigating the fight. The Connors. But yeah, I mean, think about it. And then, so Mel, she's on emailing the manager at the same time saying, look, we can fix this. I offered, our agency offered to fix the doors. Now that you find a little dent, apparently right here, see this here? Apparently they saw this. I'd never seen it before, right? So they were questioning the door, right? Because, so what does Mel do? We'll buy the door. We'll fix the other door. But you never sent us a letter saying when you ordered the door so we could pay for it. So whose fucking fault is it? Mel basically said it's your fucking fault. You want to enforce things? But 6 months ago, you gave clearance. Place was clean, passed. Now, fire violation, right? They even, you know what the repairman did? Apparently, he went into my office, right? After fixing the tub. He just walked in there, right? And Chloe said this room is not for you, right? And they said, oh, it needs to be cleaned, right? Now that it's clean, now they're saying, oh, you got to do this, right? And they saw 90% of my clothes hung up. And they're like, oh, this is a fire violation because it's near the heater. It's a basket of clothes, right? It's 18 inches from the fucking baseboard, right? Oh, the heater could set the rubber tires on the tricycle on fire. So it's a violation. And then they said we need to get rid of the tricycle and we got to get rid of the bicycle and we got to get rid of the fucking doggy trailer, right? Chloe's turned around and says, I ain't fucking removing $6,000 in bikes and a trailer because you want it. Chloe flipped their lid about the fucking my fly rods, literally. It's like, Then they're like, oh, can't you set up your office? So then Chloe says, well, why don't we just fucking put the trike in front of the bathroom door? Oh, that's a violation because, it's blocking the hallway. Really? But if you move the lift chair approximately 1 to 2 feet into the hall, it's blocking the hallway, see? And then those garbage cans all stacked up in the corner are a violation of the hall because it's, we can't leave it there. Those are all marked recycling for bottles, cans, newspapers. Oh, am I stacking newspapers in the office? That's a fire violation, even though it's 3 to 4 feet from the baseboard. I mean, let me show you something. Oh, Thomas messaged me. So it goes like this. All right, so this is Chloe's room. See? Chloe's room. Right? You can see it, right? Right? All that crap. Moppy. Oh, yeah. See, there's Chloe sitting in front of her computer. See? Right? That's where she was cleaning it, right? A bit. Got 2 wheelchairs in there. They want me to get rid of the wheelchairs. I use them when I'm basically, craps here. That table needs to be cleaned. They told her that. But, the hall here was dirty. This was when they came in to fix, right? My games and DVDs and everything else. Bathroom, clean, right? Fully clean. Me taking a picture. That time I used that at stores. Tub's clean, by the way. The hall before we cleaned it up, see? That little area there, we're going to use that as a bookshelf. Have an idea for that. The table before we cleaned it up, see? The table cleaned up. I still got to tidy it up a bit. They didn't complain about the table. They claimed the table as a fire hazard. The kitchen before we cleaned it, see? Before cleaning the kitchen. The office. Apparently, the trike's near the window. There's a desk in the right corner. Right. So, in the next week, I got to tell you, there's another picture of the bathroom. Clean again. 9th time. They didn't care about the bathroom being clean after they bitched about it. the hallway. My living room. Christmas tree, fire hazard, apparently. Take it down. We don't have a box for it. You've seen the kitchen. See, this is during the cleaning process. See? All right, so the entranceway where they complained that there was too much crap in the corner. A couple blankets, fire hazard. Bathroom again, clean. You can see the toilet. Clean as clean can be. That clean. I cleaned that 9 times. Tub, pretty much clean. They didn't care about the blue streak on the wall. It's all about fire hazard. Chloe's room there. See? Chloe's sleeping in there, exhausted. Got to go through that this weekend, apparently. Mattress is against the wall. That's not right. Blah, blah, blah. Fire hazard by sitting just in the corner. Mattress has a small hole in it. The office. The desk. You can see the desk there. The TV's in the corner. All right. So then they want me to put all my clothes away in the drawers and clean everything up, right? And as you can see, my trike's right there, the wheels and the thing. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, there's the trike. See the wheel? Apparently they want me to get rid of that $3,000 trike. So this is like areas, floors clean. So, they're like, oh, you got to do this, that. But 6 months ago, they didn't enforce it. This area's clean. That's before my bed was cleaned. I actually made my bed up while talking to Higgins. Clean kitchen. See? Apparently, the only heater that wasn't cleared was this one. So they didn't complain with kitchen heater. And as you can see, someone was asking, there's the window, see? We put everything away, so we clean it. And then there's the office better, see? So supposedly we can't stack up our food in the closet in the bathroom, all my prepping food. There's the desk. They want me to move all that stuff forward. They said it'd take me 2 hours at least, but they want me to do it because of the thing. But you know what? I have a concussion. So then they said this box of receipts are a fire hazard. Need to recycle them. Social Security ain't going to check, so get rid of your receipts. And then that box there on the floor there in the corner, again, you got to get rid of those receipts. Then the newspapers, they want to get rid of those and clean that up. This is the other side, all my prepping stuff's in the closet. And the trike, see? It's up against the heater. The heater's turned off because we had it switched. They threw fit. Again, they said, oh, well, that could freeze the pipes. It's not our job to fucking use our electricity for your pipes. There's a trike just to show you. So apparently in the next week, I'm supposed to clean that. So Melissa emails and says, give us some time. We'll get it finished, right? Oh, not to mention, right? Melissa turned around and I told her, Other thing they land-based Chloe on? Steam cleaning the carpets. We're not going to run a rug doctor. We can't tote one home. Apparently, they want us to get it professionally cleaned at $200, right? But not any of the tenants fucking steam clean their carpets. They just want to fucking ream us saying, oh, we have to steam clean it, right? So, steam clean the carpets. So, there you have it. So, not only though, and the carpet cleaning companies, they're backlogged. They're literally backlogged, right? I got an email real quick, or not email. See if there's a website for the thing. I mean, literally, previous managers, they never enforced steam cleaning, you know. All right, so let me run to the bathroom real quick, people, and I'll continue. Okay, peeps, I'm back. Sorry about that. So anyways, the final part of this video, right, was to talk about what's going on, right? So oh, hey, Mom. Happy New Year to you, too. I was just using your coffee pot that you gave me. I was just talking about the situation that happened to me. As you can see, the hall's clean. That's clean. By the way, see that heater there in the corner, the baseboard, Mom? They're literally complaining that that's a fire hazard where my bed is. They also came in inspecting and saying that that cable near the heater there is a fire hazard, and that these multi-plugs right down here on the floor, that's a multi-tap, is a fire hazard, and the internet cable on the floor is a fire hazard. So they write us telling us that my apartment is dirty, so we clean it. Then they say they came in to fix the tub tubs fixed a week ago or so. And then they gave us a notice for the place is dirty. So I spent the last week, even though I'm supposed to be in bed because of a concussion, cleaning this place, right? Then I was on the phone to Higgins. By the way, Higgins says hello. We've been wondering where you've been. So we got this place clean. We still got some stuff to do. I did the scrolling of the phone. And what do they say? My bed needs to be moved. Well, that bed can't be moved because it's a hide-a-bed couch. And if you move it, there's no way to get it set back up as a bed, you know? And so then Chloe has to clean the windows. My windows are clean. I cleaned them this morning. Got rid of the mildew. And, but they're like, oh, you know, there'll be another inspection, and Dad's claiming it's discrimination. Literally, damn fucking Mormons. Mm-hmm. Literally, for 6 months ago, Melissa basically came in every inspection, everything was fine. They said, oh, that's fine. This is fine. As soon as Mel wasn't with us yesterday, they literally let Chloe have it. I was on the phone, so they were basically calling me rude for being on the phone. But you know what? 2 hours late to the inspection? Who's the fucking rude one after spending a week cleaning? Not me, man. I was tired as hell, So, apparently in the next month, we got to do some more deep cleaning, apparently. Oh, not to mention that they're demanding we steam clean the carpets, which they never demand the other tenants to clean it every 6 months, but we're supposed to clean our carpets every 6 months now through professional. Every 6 months. Makes you wonder, right, Mom? You got any thoughts on it? Oh, thanks, Mom. Yeah, I mean, the kitchen looks really nice, but what do you think? I mean, literally, they come in and they say we have to get it professionally cleaned, and yet the carpet cleaning guys are backlogged by 2 years because of the coronavirus. So technically, just to try to get it in, and they said, oh, why don't you rent one of those carpet cleaner things? They don't rent the Mr. Carpets. They rent it in Anacortes, which means you have to get on the ferry, get off the ferry, tote this on the bus, then off the bus, then on the ferry, then here, and then use it 24 hours and then come home. So they're saying, oh, you need, So, Chloe's going to be working this weekend cleaning both rooms up, and redoing her room. So she's got everything. They told her to use the fucking hangers. So then when I was telling my advocate, I said, I'm under a lot of stress, because I had to clean with the concussion. She said, that's not cool. They didn't even offer to fix the shower, or the towel holder rack that broke where I hit my head, And then they come in here and they're like, oh, this is a fire hazard. That's a fire thing. And then they noticed this, which is very, very little, right? They said, I don't even know. I didn't even see that, right? They're like, oh, there's a dent there. And I'm on the phone, and Chloe's like, did you know that was there? I was like, no, I didn't. I'm on the phone. And they're like, well, it's rude that you're on the phone. I'm like, it's rude that you were late 2 hours. And that was it, And I was like, I'm not getting off the phone because of you people. I'm going to bed after this phone call. And then they were upset, Mom, that my video in the background disturbed them. I was watching a 6-hour movie on Peacock called Jesus of Nazareth, and they took offense to it. Someone like me shouldn't be watching it. Yet, then you ready for this? Then they said my office in Chloe's room, the stuff is blocking the baseboard heat, so it's a fire hazard because the baseboard heat kicks on even if it's turned off, right? I said, no, it doesn't. So they were arguing, and Chloe finally said, it's off, it doesn't come on. The room's always ice cold. And they said, why? The heaters don't work because we can replace them. She said, no, we turned them off at the fucking switch. We're not paying for fucking you guys to make us have heat in this place when you are more worried about the fucking plumbing freezing over the pipes. She said, it ain't our job. Oh, yes, it is. She said, really? Take it up with Moses Lake when we challenged them. We turned off all the power. Rita went away several times in a month for Oregon and left it off. Manager basically, that one actually got challenged. And the management company, the same company that manages this place, was told, quote unquote, Mom, that it's not our job to fucking heat their pipes. And if people got to be frugal by turning off the switch, then it ain't our job to protect their fucking plumbing and pay $100, $200, $300 a month for electricity because they don't want the pipes to freeze. Fuck them. So, so when I got the whole inspection was done, I talked to Mel, and Mel, funny story, But they're worried about the fucking pipes freezing. That's why they want the heater. So, so they tell me outright, right? They were treating Chloe like a child. Me, I was on the phone. I mean, what I did was I emailed Mel and said, call me. Mel called me, and then Mel said that she would talk to the manager again because she said because I told the manager outright, Mel outright, the manager is not enforcing steam cleaning for any other person. They're just telling us we have to do it, right? Which reminds me. I'm going to email this company. Okay, so I emailed the steam cleaning company. That should be done. And then the other one is Seasonal Sweeties. I'll email them. I don't know if everything's in the lease, but they came in. They came in to fix the tub, right? Because Chloe was throwing a fit, and the story goes. I like that coffee pot you gave me. Thank you. Story goes that they wrote a letter, right? The letter. I'll read you the letter. It says, violation of lease. Maintenance was in your unit December 27th. Fix your damaged faucet in the tub. As with our per inspections of June 2022, we noticed your unit is still dirty. That was the first thing that we needed to clean it. Okay, done. Unsanitary and fire violation. Thing is, if they're gonna write a letter basically stating something, then they better tell us what the fire violations are. They didn't, right? Have not been fixed. The violation of your lease. Lease state the tenant says always keep the apartment clean. Okay, that's fine. Apartment's clean. If landlord is fined for tenant's violation of any fire, health, or safety code, tenant must reimburse landlord. So, what did they say? All right. Tenant does not cooperate. Tenant will be required to reimburse landlord for the cost of treating tenant's unit within 30 days. So, you need to follow and clean the apartment and maintain a cleaning apartment moving forward. Fine. Fully won't do it, so I had to do it myself 95%. Further unsanitary conditions and damage to the apartment. Manager will re-inspect on January 5th. We will be there, and you don't need to be there, right? We were there, and they threw a fit about that because I don't leave. I'm not allowed to leave my home. They know this, so they're claiming that, right? So what did they say? Well, let's just show this for example. The table. The table is too close to the baseboard heater. Baseboard heat. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This thing here, Mom. That's a fire hazard. The ones over behind the wall over there, the multi plugs for my TV is a fire hazard. The bed near the baseboard heat apparently is a fire hazard. But if we move the lift chair or even the blue lift chair a foot, it then violates the code for blocking hallways. Apparently, they have a problem with blocking hallways. Then they say these recycling bins are blocking the hallway. But they didn't give two shits about the cleaning. They were mostly trying to say that, violations of blocking the hallway and the heater and stuff. But, then they said that the heater kicks on and off, even if it's cold. No, it doesn't. Never has. And then they challenge us, right? Saying, oh, well, you have to have heat to keep the pipes from freezing because it's our job to make sure their pipes don't freeze. Well, I said it's my job to save as much money as possible, so I take a bath every 7 to 14 days because you guys quoted the water tanks failing. And yet when the guy was in, you know what he did? He goes in and he first tells me that my fly rods need to be gotten rid of because I can't store them next to the water tank. There's plenty of room between the water tank and that. Oh, and in the closet, apparently I have to move my fireproofing filing cabinet, my fireproof safe, because it's in the closet there, it's out of the way. But to them, that's it's not a right way. That's a violation. A violation of my fly rod sitting next to my safe. That's a violation. I gotta get rid of those. It's a violation, of the water tank. They turned it down. You know what I did when they left? I turned it up again. They keep turning the temperature down, down, and down to save the water tank so they don't have to buy a new one. And then they go into Chloe's room. The first thing they said is mildew. We'll give you a month to clean your room up and reorganize it and hang your clothes up and everything. So that's what hangers are for. Chloe said, fine. Go through these boxes, get rid of it, recycle, whatever. 4 years of storage in there. Then says, oh, the mattress that's in the corner. Oh, that's too close to the heater. Really? It's like 4 feet from the heater. I mean, literally, I could show you Chloe's room. So then, so Chloe, see, there's the mattress, right? It's not even near the heater, basically. They said she needs to tidy it up. Chloe's going to do it this weekend. Then they said that desk that I have, that's got too much crap on it. She needs to clean that up. And then you can see that little chair in the corner there. They say that's a fire hazard, and she needs to hang all her clothes up. And then with my office right here, there's a pathway that the trike needs to be moved. The desk in the corner needs to be moved. Everything needs to be moved upwards. See, there it is with my treadmill, right? And I should get rid of my treadmill. They don't like me having a treadmill. They don't also like me using this as an office over sleeping in my living room. The treadmill's right there. They want me to get rid of the treadmill. They want me, if you see the corner there, my trike, they want me to get rid of the trike, $3,000 trike. They just want me to get rid of it. They want me to get rid of the receipts because Social Security is never going to basically audit me. So I got like 25 years of receipts, Let me see. Do we have another one? Oh, yeah. And as you can see, well, I could show you through the camera there. And then my office, right? They want me to tidy it. This could be tidy in 2 to 3 hours. Thing is, they were more worried about the fire violations apparently in the corner there. They want me to move everything in front. And the newspaper is not even near the heater. That's a fire violation. And that blue chair what's got some blankets on it, that's fire violation apparently. And the receipts in the corner there, this box here, right there, that little white box, that's fire violation. Oh, there it is. See, fire violation receipts. They want me to move the desk forward, but they also want me to. I can't block the door. I'll show you the door. See, this is. They said that area can be cleaned up nicely. My desk. They want me to move that desk forward about a foot or 2 or 3, but at the same time, in front of it is a 24-inch TV, which they want me to get rid of. Right there, see the TV's right there in the corner with the toolbox. They want me to get rid of the toolbox. That's basically useless in their opinion. They want me to get rid of the $3,000 trike. You can see the handlebars in the seat. So, yeah, I'm supposed to get rid of all this crap, and I guess that's the last picture. Yeah, so you see. So they're basically turning and telling me, oh, you can't have the trike. You can't have the bicycle trailer for the dog. You can't have Chloe's bike. You can't do this. You can't do that. And it's like, you want me to get rid of everything that's worth value because you're a fucking Mormon piece of shit? So my advocate, I call her. Let me show you something, okay? I want to get your opinion on this, Mom, so give me a second. Okay, see the bed? Apparently, see this? There's springs right here. Springs. See this? Springs. My hands are inside the mattress. And yet, to move that mattress off and set it up again in the bed, it would literally take a lot out of me. Yeah. And so, hold on a sec. There we go. So what happens? It's not their problem, right? So the advocate, gotta make sure I didn't cut my finger on the springs. So what does the advocate tell me? We'll bring in a couple guys to move your stuff in your living room up. Don't worry about it. We got it covered. I'll go out to a place in town that sells mint condition, slightly used pillow top queen or king mattresses with a frame, and we'll get a headboard to go with it. We'll get rid of your couch. Then I tell her, Mom, I don't want to get rid of my couch because it's Uncle Donnie's. Well, the couch is, the hide-a-bed couch is, the mattress of the couch bed part is so thin now. Over the years, I used it out, so I put on a queen-size mattress. Eventually, one mattress got a little hole in it. This one here, I got 3 years ago free. So I've been using a pillow top because it's so damn comfortable, and yet they're telling me, my advocate says, oh, we'll get the carpet cleaning guy in for you. Oh, cool. Thanks. There's a 2-year wait. We'll make arrangements. Don't worry, it's covered. And she's paying, her group's paying for it. Then she says to me on the phone that they've been waiting for 6 months for the manager to give us the repair bill so the advocate can pay for the door that Chloe basically put a hole in one of the doors, so to save tenancy. They didn't care about this, where the the floor. You know, Chloe said, "Oh, we put tape on it to preserve the floor so it doesn't deteriorate." Right, the blue tape, and yet, oh. And yet, no sympathy. Hold on a sec. Oh, and on top of that, right, they open up my blinds, right? I'll show you a picture of the kitchen window real quick for you. They open up, right, the blinds, right? Right here, see? There's a cable right there in the wall, right? Above the heater. Apparently that's a fire hazard, right? So I'm not allowed to have a camera angled at my door. The first manager, second manager, and third manager said go for it. This one can't have a camera at the door. It's a violation of privacy and it's a fire hazard. So literally, I'm living in a house, paying my rent, and they're telling me that I got to spend the next month with a concussion cleaning some more because I fucking basically did 95% while raising my blood pressure levels, which they found on the table, by the way, where the lady was reading my blood pressure being like 160 over 140, going, you need to control that. And I'm like, if people like you didn't give me the blood pressure, we wouldn't have this problem. You're tacking on. And you know, I told Melissa that they don't enforce the fucking Connors. They don't enforce spam. They don't fish any other tenant to clean the carpets. They're telling me to clean my carpets. Melissa said that's wrong. She said, if you're going to do an inspection at this place again, you better fucking inspect everyone and tell them all to get carpet cleaning done. She says, I'm not tolerating this, Rita. You're basically being thrown, fire violations. Yeah, they didn't. 6 months ago, they said everything was fine because the switch was turned off. Previous manager before that said the same thing, Judy. Previous manager before that, Michelle. Previous manager before that, first manager here, Jessica. This Jessica is like, fire violation. Well, you know what Melissa said? Melissa says, even if you fucking you know what? They said, why do you need so many multi-taps? Because the fucking plugs don't work in this fucking place. This switch by the lower plug in the next to the Christmas tree, you know, the plug right there, you know, is fucking one plug. There's no plugs over here. Nearest plugs in the wall is by the TV with a multi-tap. The lower plug next to the box fan in the corner, that fucking box fan, right? They said the box fan's a fire hazard because it's fucking dusty. Having a police scanner is a fire hazard. Fucking, you know, they didn't complain about the cleaning. Oh, the cleaning looks great. They wanted to fucking nail us for the fire violations. Oh, yeah. And then they asked why we have flies in here. Oh, it's lots of cold. Like my sister's Teddy said, it's cold. So flies come in here and they find a home. Then they complained on the video camera in the parking lot that Chloe took out like 40 bags of recycling and 40 bags of garbage. So that's too much. Literally. And yet we got to steam clean the carpets. We need to either hire a maid service once a week. We need to tidy up. Me, I'm going to have to basically get a daily planner to plan, which I got, to do. And all this crap. And yet, I'm the one that's stuck with, I mean, literally. Oh, the cameras are, I'm not a child. You don't tell me I'm, They have an agenda. I mean, literally, that's the thing. Melissa turned around, right? And Melissa says, we'll get you a new bed. They want it. They want everything done in 2 days. Can't do everything 2 days unless you fucking bust your ass off. And their attitude is, well, after 2 more days, you can rest for 6 weeks. But you have to, But they didn't enforce it 6 months ago. They didn't say, oh, we're coming back in 2 weeks. They didn't even schedule for the door. They just made a note of it and left. And yet, it's like, Now, Melissa said if they're going to enforce it, they better enforce everyone. Because if they're going to enforce us and not everyone else, she's got a lawyer lined up to take them to fucking cleaners because she's fucking pissed. She's literally angry as piss. I mean, she's royally pissed, Mom. I mean, she's literally like, you can't block the hallway. You can't do this. Can't do that. Can't do this. You got to get rid of your treadmill. It's not good for you. Really? Got to get rid of a $3,000 trike. I mean, literally. Let me put it this way. 4 years ago, when I moved in 2018, Mom, almost 5 years ago, they didn't complain about the fucking plugs on the floor. They didn't complain about the fucking multi-tap in my place, Moses. Like, manager came in, looked at it, and said, oh, that's fine. No problem. The cleaning, that was a different story, but we always maintained it mostly. Moses, like, but she never complained. She didn't say, oh, this is a fire hazard or that's fire. But she knew I went to the switch and I turned it off. So when I went off of town once, she went in to open up the bottom of the thing. You see, if I go out of town, right, they want to do this. They want to do this. They want this open like this, right? Like this, the doors. And they want, quote unquote, for the heat to basically keep their plumbing from freezing because it's my job to do it, right? Thing is this, I've already challenged the management company in 2016 to 2018 of the heating problem. It's not our job to fucking fund for them to turn the heat up as high as they want to make sure the entire unit's cold. I mean, when I left for Portland for surgery, I turned off all the breakers. Manager said she thought I didn't pay the bill. I said, no, I turned it off at the switch so I don't have to fucking pay the bill. Well, you could have frozen the pipes. Not my problem because it's your fucking problem, not mine. My problem is I'm not going to have a $500 bill because you fucking want me to keep the heater on, keep your pipes from freezing. That's not my fucking job. And then to turn around and tell me that the carpets need to be cleaned every 6 fucking months, yet they don't enforce it to anyone else. Melissa said if they won't enforce the carpet cleaning, they can't enforce everything. I mean, literally, if they're picking on us, they're picking on us for a reason. She even asked, did anyone next door move into the 1-bedroom? Nope. Did anyone next door to me in the meth house get cleaned and moved into the 3-bedroom? Nope. Did anyone move into this unit? Nope. So they're not repairing anything. They turn around, and when they were there, I told Melissa they turned my water tank down to the lowest setting on hot water because they want to stretch the hot water tank out further because they can't get a new one for 3 years because there's a water tank shortage. So what did I do? I fucking turned it back up, said, fuck you. And they said, oh, if you touch this, you're going to be violent. Really? Melissa said it's my job to turn my own water tank up or down to the temperature I need, not for them to tell me I got to take a cold bath because they're fucking cheap son of a bitches. I mean, look, think of it this way. All right, you say, oh, there's an agenda. There is. They want to last the water tank another 3 to 5 years minimum, right? Instead of buying a brand new stove, which the coil went out again, they're going to go and put in a new coil. Now, so new coil in the stove because the upper coil is out. That's why my food was taking like 8 hours to cook prime rib the other night. They're like, oh, well, we can't afford to put in a new stove for you. But every other tenant's getting fucking new stoves. Why do I got a fucking used piece of shit that's 40 years old? Then they turn around and say, fire violation. Oh, you got to clean this. It's because they don't, And then they recommend us renting a Mr. Doctor, rug doctor. Unfortunately, we can't go to Anacortes and tow it all the way home and then tow it back. So towing it off and on a bus and everything else, they won't allow it. So we have to get a professional cleaner in, which I just emailed the cleaning guy anyways, and asked him specifically, So, thing is, then they said if I can't fucking clean, I better go spend $35 an hour or more from this place. And that was the other thing to get it. The advocate was looking for someone that can do it for under 400 or something. But, thing is, um, So, cords, yeah, exactly. So they're saying it's a tripping hazard. If someone trips on it, I've renter's insurance. They're like, that doesn't matter. I can have $10 million in renter's insurance. Doesn't matter to them. It's a fire hazard. But 50% of the electrical plugs don't work in this fucking house. So technically, not to mention that they're pissed off that the router was screwed into the wall and the power plug was screwed into the wall. And there's a fucking black cable going from fucking behind the kitchen stove all the way to the router, and they want the fucking internet company to take away the internet because they don't like where the router's positioned, but that's the only place they wired it in when Jessica was around. Jessica said, well, you can plug it in right next to the window. Just do it that way, the cheapest method. No, they don't want it. They don't want Rock Island here because Rock Island, they wired the internet company wired it in wrong and then plugged the router as close to the wall as possible without charging us $900 installation. So they're unhappy about that. I mean, literally, it's like, more coffee? Yes, I think I will. And then they say that health code violation's been violated because the inside of my fridge needs to be cleaned again, deep cleaned. Why are you looking in my fucking fridge? You thinking I'm not eating? Anyway, let me just finish this. So Melissa turns around. So Melissa turns around and says, Rita, don't worry about anything. I got your back, sis. I said, oh, do you need anything? She says, family's looking for a certain breed of dog. Oh, yeah, I came across a company that sells them in Washington. Let me get the thing. I emailed her on it. She said, wow, you're quick. Well, I was looking at that same breed. Companion from Moppy. Apparently, they didn't like that idea either. One dog. And then he was barking when they were there. I said, dude, he thinks you're a threat to people. And then the lady said to me, what's in your safe? If you have guns, you're violating the lease. Really? Doesn't say anything in the lease about firearms. Literally, you can't fucking tell me I can't own a fucking handgun, self-defense. Literally. I mean, my old manager in my first apartment complex, they'd go through the inspection. They didn't even say once the shotgun was sitting in the damn corner, or the fucking rifle was sitting in the other corner, or the fucking other weapon was sitting inside the door jamb by my bedroom. They didn't complain. And that was a Republican area. So here, you better not have guns in that safe. And then I'm supposed to get rid of my safe because to them, it doesn't look right inside a closet. Sitting on top of a fireproof 1 ton, well, maybe it's half a ton, fireproof filing cabinet, So technically it's like, it's like, dude, you want me to live as a fucking poor person and you don't like it. I mean, literally. And Mel basically snapped and said, look. She said, look, 6 months ago, they gave us the green light to everything. Now they want to enforce something. She said, this is not right. They're not enforcing fucking Trish. They're not fucking enforcing Dixie. They're not fucking Lacey. They're not enforcing Spam. They're not enforcing Boatman. They're not enforcing any of the other tenants. They just want to enforce me. Oh, fire violation. Really? Really? So you know what I did was when I got off the phone, Mom, I called up Alex. That's the owner of the management company's son. Alex runs the Eastern Washington. I talked to Alex. He's a friend of mine. I said, hey, Alex, remember those arguments we used to have about the heaters? Oh, yeah. You basically won that one, Rita. What's wrong? Apparently, the manager here is being such a cunt that she's basically turning around and trying to enforce the thing. I sent him pictures. He said, in the old place in Moses Lake, you had plugs laying around. We didn't complain about the plugs. You even made sure that everything was away from the heater. You complied. The only thing is what are they doing? They're saying I need to steam clean the carpet. He says we don't enforce steam cleaning the carpets except for once a year in certain circumstances. If you have a dog that poops, pees, then we enforce it. Otherwise, carpets get steam cleaned and replaced when you move out. He says they can't do that to you. So not only did I go to Alex contacted his dad. His dad said to me on the phone last night, did the door get fixed, Rita? No, they never even gave me a quote. Now they're enforcing fire hazards. He said, I gave a clean bill of health that the heater was okay. It wasn't a fire thing. And you turned the switch off. Yes. But they say it's wrong. They don't want your pipes freezing. He said, we're just the management company. The owners is the one who wants to enforce things. The owners will. Maybe the owners don't like transgendered people or intersex people or hermaphrodites. But he said, no. Thing is, I said, I spent an entire week with a concussion fucking cleaning. I said, I can't do it. I got to fucking rest a week before I fucking do anything. Otherwise, I'm going to be sick. He's like, I'll get in touch with the manager in the morning. I also said, by the way, Chloe's looking to relocate to Ephrata. I know you run the one there. Gabby's in command. So would you get us put on the wait list for Chloe at least? He said, sure. No problem, Rita. I said, I left messages with Gabby anyways, but last night Gabby called me at home and was shooting the shit. She said, we never had any problems with the heater. The only problem we had was the air conditioner. For 18 months, you said it was broken. We didn't believe you until we basically tested it. Every time we tested it, we thought it was working fine, but otherwise, there was no complaints with it. I said, this manager is really riding me. She said, but when you were living in Quincy, you had the steam cleaning abilities with Patty. I always steam cleaned everyone's apartments. Patty supplied the steam cleaner. I bought the chemicals. I steam cleaned her apartment. Steam cleaned Aaron's apartment. Steam cleaned anyone else's apartment. We had a system. Here, you need to rent a steam cleaning company to do. Well, I emailed them, so at least I made some progress. I'll do the steam cleaning, but when it tells me to get rid of my crap, that's where I draw the line. They offered $25 for Chloe's doggy trailer, which was $400 or $500. They offered $100 for Chloe's 18-speed or 21-speed crossbreed mountain bike, street bike. They offered $100 for my trike, which is $3,000. Sorry, ain't gonna fly. No, ain't gonna, And then they said they offered me $10 for my treadmill. No, thing is they can't fucking sit there and say I can't have a treadmill because it's for my health. The trike is for my health too. I'm waiting to get a motor put on it. Literally, that's how it went, And to me, it was just utter bullshit that they're literally saying, but you know what? I had to do what I had to do. And, Mel's like, don't lose sleep over it. I'll take care of it and we'll get you a new bed. And if they say the thing's blocking because of the blocking, then we're going to basically get them to put on record that it's going to be fine to block the hallway just a bit with that lift chair because they don't want me to have the lift chair either. Apparently, the lift chair is a fire hazard because it can be plugged in and used to raise myself up and down with the remote. That was my mom's. Apparently, I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to live. I think they're thinking the disabled should be fucking living in an apartment with very little and be happy that you have nothing, like Uncle Joe. Yeah. Literally fucking Mormons. No offense. I don't like them. So, that's the whole thing, Mom. Literally, they're just like, ooh. So, Mel said don't lose sleep over. She'll email me in the morning so I can basically just loaf around and rest. Chloe wants to get the one room done a day, so she's going to focus on her room first. Get that, so it's that fire hazard. And then they want me to focus on the other thing. But you know what? I'm taking a break, all right? I cleaned 95%. I got a concussion. I ain't going to fucking move. And they didn't have any, what's funny? They didn't have any sympathy that I cracked my head on a fucking steel bar. They're just like, you need to do this because it's a fire hazard. So if I die, my family said they'd sue the shit out of them for Texas. They'd fucking sue the entire management company in the state for enforcing someone who needs to be bedridden for about 6 weeks and said, I've been trying to do my best, So And on top of that, my phone went missing again. I asked Chloe where it was. She's like, I don't know where it went. It's in her purse. She just misplaced it again. So when she gets up, I'll be fine. But you know, I mean, they even said to Chloe, Rita's got a concussion. You are an able-bodied fucking person. Quit being fucking lazy and do your thing. Rita supported you for 6 years. Get off your ass and do something for Rita. If Rita can't do it, redo her office. Make her office look grand, And if you have to rent a storage shed, rent a storage shed. But fucking get off your fucking ass and do something. Yeah, that's what they said. They said to Chloe. And I'm sitting on the phone with Higgins. Higgins is like, so anyways, I was at the store the other day and it was $5 a dozen eggs. And I was like, Mama Pee Wee spent $34.95 for a 5 dozen the other day. So I said, eggs are going up in price, And I said, that's if you even eat eggs, And they're looking at me like, oh, you're talking about prepping, And I'm like, eggs are really expensive, but I don't eat eggs because I have heart disease. I have heart disease and I have everything else, And because of it, they were, just really riding me on, trying to ride me. Well, I was on the phone and I was like, yeah, we need to talk about this, Zoe's got her opinion. Higgins, you have your opinion. Poppy's, I'm waiting for his opinion. I don't know Mama Fanny's opinion on a new scanner yet, because, I was going to email you your opinion, son, because I have the money saved up now to buy a new scanner. Just haven't done it, Higgins says go digital. I said, maybe go basic analog again. I don't know, thing is, I have the money saved, but my advocate, she's like, oh, we'll get the door fixed. We'll get the repairman to give us the quote now so we can get it fixed within the next month. I said, well, what about the carpet cleaning? We'll get the carpet cleans done too. I said, then what are they going to complain about? She said, we'll get the living room taken care of first, and then we will work on going through your excess junk that you've accumulated. Oh, by the way, the storage shed outside the entry door needs to be cleaned. Apparently, they think a rat's nest. Rats can live in it because I got a well-cleaned, well-used barbecue grill, which they want me to get rid of, Mom, because apparently they don't want us barbecuing in the parking lot anymore. So, and Chloe used that as that's the only way we can cook our fucking food because we can't fucking, Then they told me that the generators are a fire hazard because they're brand new in the box. They're electric generators, or not electric, gasoline generators. They think there's gasoline in it. It's like, no. And then they complained that, is it in here or is it somewhere else? Oh, this is a fire hazard, Mom. Just store this under the sink. It's a fire hazard. Fire hazard. Then they said the other thing that's a fire hazard is under the sink here, I have 16 cans. 16 cans, Mama. Of compressed gas for this. Apparently, this is a fire hazard. And then they asked me why my smoking pipe is on the table. Because I didn't put it back in the pipe rack. But the place doesn't smell like pipes. Then they questioned another thing in the house here. When they were going through my desk, they found this in the cup and they questioned if I was doing this in the house. It's against the law. We don't support pot. Then when they were in my office, they opened up my little door. I have a little door in my desk, little cupboard hole, opened it. Found 16 bottles of hemp, containers of half-ounce hemp and a pot pipe and asked me if I smoked that in the house. No, I don't. I smoke it down the street around the corner in a dark alley where no one can see me. Well, you can't smoke it. It's against the law. Guess what? When you're friends with the sheriff, they'll look the other way because they know you guys are fucking dicks when it comes to this. State's paying for fucking... I said I could have cancer, and yet I got to go outside in the fucking freezing cold to smoke my pipe. My pot pipe. They didn't like that either. Yeah. I mean, literally, they wanted to fucking bitch about 16 cans of compressed gas. They asked me why I needed the butane. Well, I use it for my lighter and my camp stove. But I can't cook on the camp stove, so I might as well cook my camp stove outside. They didn't like that answer. They're like, oh, here's a stove in here. It's a fire hazard. So then Chloe turned around and said, you know what else is going to be a fucking fire hazard? And the lady threw a fit. Well, the manager said, well, what are you buying that we should approve it? Chloe says, you don't get a fucking choice if you're going to approve it. We're doing it. You can shut up. Lady said, what is that? We got a couple jackeries coming. She says, Chloe used these exact words. Mama Fanny recommended a jackery. We got jackeries coming, and we're going to fucking keep them in case the power goes out. Since you won't let us fucking use fucking, what do you call it? An oil-based heater, a kerosene heater, nothing that's fire hazards. What are we supposed to do? She said the fucking place was fucking 0 degrees in here with the power out for 10 hours. We're fucking freezing. And yet, you know, you won't let us fucking use the gas generators, power a light bulb. You won't let us use this, this, and this. So why should we fucking even listen to you with a jackery? If there's jackeries lined up, that tells you that we're fucking ready to go in case power outage next time. But you don't want us to have jackery because the battery might explode if it's plugged into the wall. We'd plug it in and we'd maintain the charge, but that's it. But you want us to worry about fucking frozen pipes. So the pipes could have frozen that night. Wind chill was 40 below, and yet you want to bitch to us that we can't have jackeries. We can't have kerosene lanterns. We can't have, you know. And then they said we need a fire hazard. Ready for this? This is funny. Bottom stacked up of food. Got to go through it this week. It's a fire hazard. Wow, everything's a fucking fire hazard. The fire hazard. Then we're bringing in bugs because the Evo. His cage is clean. Pretty much clean. Always got to do that. We couldn't do everything in a week. We got that cage cleaned twice in a week. Fortunately, again, Mom, out of love, it's bullshit. So Melissa tells me, literally, to go on YouTube, talk about it, talk to Zoe when she gets on Discord, but on no circumstances to lose sleep over. Melissa's got it covered. She's like, I got your back. She said, oh, you got any more of those manicotti shells? Yes, I got a couple of cases. You need some? Can I get 4 boxes? Sure. I'll come by and get them this weekend, Friday or Saturday. I said, hey, you're going up to that place to get mattresses? I've never been there. Do you want to go? May I? I'll make arrangements next week. Well, thank you. Once we know when the manager is going to fucking bark the orders, I'll get a team in there to help you get the rest done. She says, you can't work while having concussion. I don't want you dead. The manager doesn't care. The manager wants to drive me in the ground, apparently. Oh, yeah. Good coffee. Good coffee in the morning. Most of the world is cards, cords. Yeah, that isn't prepping low. I'm glad you have someone. Melissa, I emailed her and I said, call me ASAP. She emailed and said, why? I said, inspection. She said she called me and I told her everything. I mean, from Chloe's point of view, I said I was on the phone. I was being a rude asshole, apparently. I was called a rude asshole to the management company because I was on the phone to Higgins. I wasn't going to listen to them dictate policy to me because, frankly, you know what Chloe said to them? Chloe says, you don't know who you're fucking messing with. When it comes to Rita doesn't give a shit. You're basically barking up the wrong tree, But then Mel emailed and says, I'll email. They'll get back to me in the morning. I'll get the letters. I'll email you. I'll call you in the morning, Rita. I even asked, how's those glasses? I need glasses. She says, just make a fucking appointment. That's all you have to do, and we'll take care of the rest. So, seems Monday I will be calling the, yeah, it sounds like, I mean, literally, they even told me that my $800 fly rods need to go get rid of because to them, it's not cool to sit there with 2 Christmas presents from your family at actually $900 rods. Hey, the guy's looking at my guys moving and something like that. Be careful. Why? Because my fly rods cost more money than you make in a fucking month. He looks at it. Oh, you go to Winston. You know those are like $1,100. Yeah, no shit. My family gave them to me as a gift. What, you want me to sell them for $5 to you because you're a Peckerwood? Well, we don't think you need an $1,100 rod. Then you know what they questioned about? My safe. What's in it? Is there handguns in it? They need to know because it's a violation of lease to have guns in here because it's subsidized. Doesn't say anything about violation of the fucking lease. I was like, look, if I have a big bore 500 caliber Smith & Wesson to drop anyone who breaks into my home. Oh, mind you, they also threw a fit wondering why my crossbow they saw in my room. I'm sorry, that's for my home defense situation. I can use it fast and efficiently with the crank and basically drop anyone who tries to steal my food. Apocalypse or whatever, you know. They're just like, oh, you can't do this and that. How are they allowed to? They want they're not allowed to. I mean, literally, they're not allowed to. That's the thing. They basically were, you know, they were like, because my fly rods are in the open, they were bitching about that. Because, you know, they have to look under the sink to see if it's clean. That's where they bitched about the butane. And then they bitched because stacked up on my food, my preps is my butane, my little stove you recommended. You know, and my camp stoves too are in the boxes. And they're like, you can't use them. You might as well just sell them. Oh, you might as well sell your generator. You can't use it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fucking live in misery because you Peckerwoods would. I mean, between you and I, Mom, I may not like Mormons because I have family that are Mormons, but these people, they got a stick so far up their ass. They don't even know which way to move. Yeah, that's what we did. We actually put it in. Also, they were asking about why because you know what they said, right? They said, well, we know in the past that you and Chloe have too long hair. Maybe you should cut it short so you don't clog the drains up, right? Chloe says, oh, the drains are fine. We got that taken care of. And the guy said, if you put Drano in it, you can be evicted because Drano's not allowed. We have to unclog all your drains because Drano will destroy the plastic pipes. Really? It seems the fucker wants to make 25 an hour to fucking do nothing but fix something. He did a half-ass job on the damn tub. And then he sits there and he's like, hey, Chloe, your toilet's running again. Chloe said, oh, that's because you didn't do it. You did a half-ass job fixing it. The guy looks in there, right? The flap ain't floating properly. So he goes and moves and the flap pops up. Then he puts the flap back on. And then he basically closes and flushes, and then he waits 3 minutes, and the toilet's still running. He looks in there and he says, "Oh," and and Chloe says, "You guys are so fucking cheap. You're so damn cheap that when you walk by, you squeak. You're so cheap you can't even fucking fix the toilet properly." And the guy's like, "Well, we did the right thing. It must have been a defective flap, or the flap's a little smaller than what we use." Because the flap has some movement, water goes through the little hole part. I mean, I said, Chloe's like, Rita even knows what's going on there, you know. But yeah, I mean, literally, and then they're trying to write down what needs to be repaired, and they're like, oh, this needs to be repaired, but it's not that bad of a deal, right? Like the sink right behind me, you turn it on, and water starts coming out from the spout for about 10 or 15 seconds before it stops completely. Like if you turn the handle, like here, like this, it starts leaking right here. And so, that's normal, it's not going to cause that much problem. So, but then he turns the water tank down. So I turn the water tank up. And then he says, if I touch it, I'm evicted. Well, Melissa said, no, you're entitled to fucking hot water. If they're not going to fucking replace the water tank, because 6 months ago they said they needed to replace it. I mean, for all we know, one element can go, but they don't even want it's like they want us to live in fucking cold showers, but anyone else, they can fucking fix right away. But us? Oh, yes, oh, do you have renter's insurance? Because if you do, we want to make sure if the water tank ever floods that you're covered for us to do the repairs for the damage. So I got to have renter's insurance because you're worried your water tank's going to fucking leak. I mean, literally fucking cocksucking morons. They're not a prepper. That's the thing. They literally looked at each other again. They saw my preps and they said, if something happens, we know where to come first. That's what they said 6 months ago. And Melissa said, you ain't getting into this house if there's a shit hits the fan situation because I'm not going to let anyone in. I mean, they don't even like the fact that there's a camera angled at my door. They asked why. Oh, we have porch pirates. But I guess you don't. Yeah. But then I said, what's the reason for the cameras in the parking lot? Oh, we just want to make sure there's no illegal activity going. Really, that's the same with me, dude. Literally. And then they asked me if I could delete the video footage of them entering my apartment today in the timestamp. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. It goes into the cloud. I pay for it. I'm not going to allow you to basically tell me what to do. I mean, literally, I was on the phone to Higgins and Chloe's telling him, you're not going to let her, you know. I mean, literally, they didn't even write us a letter 6 months ago, Melissa said, to fix something. They just said, oh, you know, word of mouth. Oh, you know, we apparently agreed we'd fix it. But they didn't write it on paper what needed to be moved. So they can't sit there and, you know, by law, the gray area is, how do you fix something? You don't fix something because you got to put it in fucking paper. What did they put? Place is unsanitary, dirty, and yada, 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 you know, and they're complaining about a few flies. So that's where the raid comes in. We move Ebo to Chloe's room, we raid the place. I said, that's why I got 20 bottles of bug bomb in here. So in the spring, I'll fucking leave for 4 hours, a bug bomb the place. Oh, that's not, the bug bomb might bother the neighbor upstairs. I don't give a shit. Thing is, I want to kill everything. And make sure Evo is safe and us, you know. Mormons, they're Mormons, but they fucking are lazy peckerwoods. I don't think they have enough money. And that's what I think, you know. Powerlick milk frothers. Now they're trying to sell milk frothers on Amazon. What they want is to, you know. So anyways, that's what happened, you know. So they were just like fucking bitching like crazy, you know, about every fucking little thing, Mom. And I was fucking fed up with it, you know. I was, you know. Mormons might be the biggest preppers. The problem is, they said literally they know where to come if shit hits the fan. So if they're not Mormon, they visited the Mormon temple last year on their vacation. So that was a hint that they're Mormon. But they want to sit there and, you know. The thing is I think they can discriminate because their religious beliefs is what I think it is. Because Melissa said they aren't discriminating against the Jehovah's Witnesses. They're not discriminating against the atheists or the Islams or anything. They're just attacking us. Oh, you're fire violence. Fine, I'll fix it. Just put it on fucking paper and I'll get it done in a week or two after I heal. If you force me to do it first and I die, my family's going to sue the shit out of you. I mean, Alex literally said, you lived in Quincy for 11 years doing the same shit you did here. Of course, the heaters were all unblocked at the time and the two apartments I lived in. And one apartment, we took pictures while we were doing the signing out. And then manager didn't like us taking pictures, but that was the proof that I didn't do the damage because they said the carpet was completely destroyed. The walls had holes in it. We didn't do anything of the sort. So for 6 years in one place, we didn't damage it. You know, the second thing, you know, again, the second thing, manager and I had words and we went through 4 managers. The fourth manager is Gabby. She's still managing. But thing is, you know, Gabby wanted to say I was destroying the toilet. Turns out her husband didn't put the toilet in right. So the plumber fixed it and sent the toilet went through the floor. And I would have been basically down below into the neighbor's bathroom patties, you know. But, you know, the thing is, after that, Gabby and I realized her husband did a half-assed job, but here they're just like, oh, it's like, oh, and my little box shouldn't be on the windowsill. My little box said they don't like it being in the window. That little bronze box with the rose, they don't like that. They say it's too disturbing to them. Sorry to say, but that's where I keep my husband. And if they don't respect the dead, then they can go fuck off because I'm freaking fucking tired of it. And apparently, I'm supposed to get this right. They sit there and they're talking about the retro coffee thing. They love the color. I said, oh, yeah, Mama Fanny got that for me, right? Who's Mama Fanny? Mama Fanny is one badass motherfucker you don't mess with. Well, what does that mean? It means you don't mess with Mama Fanny and you don't mess with Mama Pee-wee. You mess with their daughter, you mess with them. And if you want to fucking bitch about them sending me a Christmas present because I'm a YouTuber and I tell the fucking truth, then you guys are fucking cocksucking bastards. They turned around and said, well, if someone gifts you something, we need to know for your pricing of your lease. You don't need to know I got $100 coffee pot. You don't need to know and then they were wondering why I have a tea kettle on the stove there. You don't need to know about my fucking tea kettle Mama Pee-wee got. You don't need to know that my pillows were given to me by Mama Pee-wee and my bed sheets and my comforter from Dinky and then they're like, that coat looks nice. This coat was a gift for my sister for Christmas. What, you want me to basically audit my Christmas presents? They sent this to me when they came out 2 years ago. What, you want me to audit this? Because this is the best coat in the world and I stay warm. Or you want me to live in fucking misery? I mean, literally, they were like, whatever you get gift-wise, we need to know. Really? So if my father-in-law gives me a $100 gift card for my scanner for my birthday and $100 for Christmas, you need to fucking know. And if Chloe's mom gives her $900 gift card from Amazon to split between us, you need to know. Oh, yes, because it's considered income. I'm like, Chloe's mom didn't send us anything for Christmas, so fuck you. Well, the coffee pot was a gift. You can't just basically start saying that by law you have to audit. Well, the 600 rule. The 600 rule doesn't apply if everyone sends me gifts. So if I get $10,000 in gifts a year, I don't have to claim it because it's all gifts. They spend it on me, not them. So $600 does not fucking apply at all. I mean, literally, if Chloe gifts me something, you want me to put it on my income that she gifted me something? Get real, lady. I mean, literally, what the fuck is their problem? I mean, literally, what? They think I'm conning or stealing or something? Oh, and my briefcase, right? Apparently, that briefcase right there next to my chair is too nice for them, for me, And they think that someone like them should have it. And I was like, bitch, this briefcase costed $5, wrapped up brand new in the box for my birthday present. You want me to give up my birthday present my husband got me? And then the last straw is when they told Chloe that I'm a criminal because I have scanners. I'm sorry. I like listening to the police scanner. I know what's going on. So I know when the police is here, the fire's here, the EMS is here. But to them, that's a criminal element. Really? Criminal element, huh? So, And then they don't like the fact that instead of using joint cellular phones, we're working on CBs and GMRS radios. Oh, and by the way, get this. Apparently, a magnetic antenna on a mini meatloaf pan. You're going to love this. Again, you know where I'm going with this. Upside down. It's considered a fire hazard to have it hooked to a scanner or a ham radio. Ham radio is a fire violation. It uses too much power. So a ham radio uses too much fucking power. I'm starting to think I'm being targeted, Mom. Call me paranoid, but that's how I feel. I've been targeted in the past. I already threatened with a lawyer. Melissa emailed saying they're going to line a lawyer up. They're getting the Human Rights Commission involved, the ACLU involved. A lawyer group I contacted recently, Dusty. He literally asked me what happened, so I told him the story. I even contacted the housing lawyers that I went through in the past. They said 3 inspections in fucking a year, and every inspection, they didn't give us a list of what needs to be fixed. They just said it was verbal. They're in the wrong. And then they want to attack me about pot. They want to attack me because of butane. They want to attack me because I'm a prepper and a generator. They want to attack me because I don't leave my fucking house. And yet they think Chloe's violating my rights, but they can't prove anything. And I'm on the phone to Higgins, and they're upset that I'm talking about egg prices and scanners. And I have a scanner, so I'm a criminal. And I use the scanner to stay out of trouble. And then they think gifts are Wrong, Mom. Oh, you gifting me a coffee pot's wrong. I need to put that in. $50 or $100, whatever you spend. $100 what they think. So we know it wasn't 100, but they want to put $100. That's considered income for a coffee pot. Pee-wee's tea kettle and Pee-wee's food and stuff that she sent me and Pee-wee's pillows and sheets and everything else. They gotta claim that for as an income, free income for being a YouTuber. The gift cards, any gift cards, that's income. I mean, hell. I mean, literally. So my advocate, when we were talking about that, she fucking flipped her lid. She says, you're entitled to buy something nice for yourself. When was the last? Then the advocate said to me, get this, Mom. She said to me, Rita, sweetie. I said, yes, sis. That's what I call her, sis. When was the last time you bought underwear and socks? Well, when I get my daily planners delivered, I'm going to be budgeting underwear and socks this year. And I got to get more garbage bags. You know, that's the other thing. Apparently having a box of garbage bags, Mom, is considered a fire hazard. We're not supposed to have 16 boxes of garbage bags over the course of 3 years. Apparently that's too much fire hazard for stacking them up as a prepper. You know, they didn't even care about the floor. They didn't care about the tape on the floor. You know, we taped the floor so the floor doesn't fall apart, you know, because it's falling apart slowly. They didn't even complain about that. They were more interested in the little dent in the door and the fire hazards. I mean, I can't fucking believe what's going on here. I mean, Melissa said if they're going to fucking enforce one, they better fucking enforce it all. Otherwise, they're violating the law. I mean, literally, they didn't call an inspection, you know. Trish messaged me this evening. She messaged me and she said, what's going on? Why are you pissed? So I told her. She said, yeah, fucking figures. They told her to steam clean the carpet. She says, why? You're not going to enforce it. You're not going to have an inspection again. I mean, they're literally basically handpicking us every time for an inspection. Like the last time we had an inspection, Melissa said to her, how many other units were handpicked besides Rita's? And the owner, who was basically forthright, he didn't cover it up. He said it was only Rita's. Melissa said at the time, isn't that discrimination? You've picked Rita's this time, the last time before, and the last time before. 4 times. Melissa was telling me last night. 4 times. 4 fucking times. And yet, Melissa says, don't worry, I got your back. I'll get you a new bed. I'll get you your glasses, and you can live comfortably for 3 to 5. We'll replace the doors. And we'll get Chloe off the lease. All doing it all. But, you know, the thing is Melissa's pissed because they're losing money by not finishing that 1-bedroom downstairs. They're allowing the former tenant to use it as storage because she's got a 3-bedroom. And yet, she's like, oh, I got to clean it, and even if it's clean. Then they want her to steam clean the carpet. But no, they told her outright, well, you move to another unit, we'll just steam clean it for you, you know. And we'll apply that deposit for your new place. And yet, you know, the agency's already helped her with her deposits. And me, I sat there last night sitting there and Melissa said, calm down. I can sense your stress level's too high. And I said, from what Chloe and I are talking to you about, she's like, I hope they enforce it for all, because if they're not going to enforce it at all, they're discriminating. They're targeting you for a damn reason. She said, I think it's fucking religious. I mean, literally, they didn't even, and Melissa even asked her 3 months ago in a meeting, where's the report for the door? Oh, we're not going to get a quote. We'll replace it when they move. Well, they're not going to move anytime soon unless you force them out. That was the end of the conversation. Melissa said they're fucking problematic. Literally. Look, they evicted the one lady, but they won't fix her place because it's got $100,000 apparently damaged. They got fucking that place that they got to clean up, and they're not filling it fast enough. So they got like 3 or 4 units in this building alone, right? All they're working on is hoping that there's a conviction with Lacey so they can fucking evict her out of her 2-bedroom, but she's one person. So the law states you have to have 2 people per apartment unless you have a letter for medical need. I have a letter for medical need. They didn't like it, but they don't mind Baldy upstairs having 2-bedroom by himself, Spam having a 2-bedroom for herself, fucking 3-bedroom for Deanna when she's only one person. I mean, literally, it's called overbooking apartments or overpopulating apartments or underpopulating apartments. Underpopulating. So what do? They don't enforce it, but they want to enforce me because that's all they can do. They want to enforce me. They forced Denise out of her 3-bedroom, which she had 2 people in it. For her and her granddaughter, she had to go down to a 1-bedroom down on the bottom of the hill, and yet the new neighbor, Chelsea, she's got the 3-bedroom. She used to be my neighbor. She's Jehovah's Witness. I mean, I ran into her last night, and I said, she said, hey, I saw the manager come out. What was that inspection? Again? Yeah. What did they tell you? What bullshit did they leave this time? Fire hazards. Because I have cables, I showed her the pictures. She said, fire hazard, my ass. Everything's fucking within reason. If they were that worried about it, I mean, even EMS said it was fucking clear. They knew it was clear. They're just fucking claiming, the inspector come in and fire my ass. Chloe said, no, when I get up, I'll shower and go to the store. Fine. She was there, oh, by the way, Mom, prime ribs on sale this week. So I didn't even know they have any clearance of prime ribs. So I was like, ooh, should I buy one? I was going to email you anyways to check in with you. But since you're here tonight, it's been a blessing, but I'm telling you, fuck. I mean, I don't know what the fuck. I mean, I was losing it. I was sitting on the phone. Higgins like, calm down, calm down, calm down. What would Zoe do? She'd tell me to calm down. What would Fanny do? She'd tell me to calm down. What would Pee-wee say? She'd tell me to calm down. But when I got Melissa, I emailed her and said, call me ASAP. I told her, Melissa says, I got your back. Don't worry about it. You ain't going to fucking be evicted under my watch. Because Melissa's pissed. Melissa emailed, what if we replace the bed and give her a new king-size bed in her bedroom and move the chair maybe a foot? Would that satisfy your hunger for that part? And then we work within a month, 6 weeks when she heals to get the bedroom. Now, Chloe will get her room done faster. But, apparently Melissa thinks Chloe should basically get off her ass and reorganize my office and make it really clean. Organize it and hang up everything because I'm supposed to be in bed resting. But my stress levels through the fucking roof because, they're basically sitting there arguing with me over fucking, hold on a sec. I want to see something. Nope. I don't know where it went. Oh, one day. Oh, it's right here. Ha! Sweet. Found it. Okay, so let's look. So the table's 12 inches clearance from the foot to the wall. 12 inches. Let's see what the bed is. So apparently from the bed to the metal frame, it is 12 inches, but they're more worried about the blanket hanging over. So, see, I just checked. 12 inches clearance for the baseboard heat. That would fucking be an argument. How fucking far do they want it? 6 feet out? Expensive for what? We were talking about eggs, but still. I don't know. Anyways, now that I have you here, let me give you the argument real quick. What Zoe said, Higgins said, and Poppy said. I want to get your opinion, Mama. Pee-wee hasn't said anything about it yet herself, but let me tell you an argument, okay? Now, I'm going to do a slideshow, okay, for you, since you're here. Hopefully you don't get tired of radios, because I haven't done it in a few days anyways. So I want to go through the most affordable analog to start with, right? And I was telling with getting an affordable radio, I have the gift cards already. Chloe's mom supported us with plenty. I'm allowed to go up to any scanner I want by Chloe because she's accumulated 6 years of gift cards. She doesn't spend them apparently. She's too scared to spend them. So the first set. Oh, yeah, hold on. So I'm getting it. Yeah. Anyways, let's see this one here. I'm just gonna choose all the analog ones. I don't care about pricing. And then I'll go with the digital in a second, the ones I was thinking of. But anyways, I was thinking of something like these. Turn up to well, I'm not going to even do the 200% tonight, so I'll just give you a rundown of each one via price, and go from there. Hold on a sec, let me move that. There we go. So what I want to do is this, right? So I was thinking of something like this, right? Higgins said the reviews look good. So this one here is $93, right? Basically, it's a base station model. Comes with a plug. It's $93. Has 500 channels. It's got an alarm clock, AFM radio, or FM radio, and it takes batteries if you want to use it as a traveling scanner. So you can use it 3 batteries, or you plug it into the wall. So it's got an alarm clock. It's $94. It is shipped by Amazon, and it's due in on the 13th if I order it. So to me, I thought maybe this was a good deal. But anyways, once I get the scanners done, see, I'm going to speed this up tonight. Then you got this one, which Higgins actually ordered. Couldn't get it. Story is Higgins finally got his answer. He's got to spend $800 for a scanner. I won't pay $800. I don't like the looks of it anyways, the scanners. But $94, base station, takes plugs. It's 300 channel. Basically, it's a pain in the ass program because, it's already got built-in buttons. So you got to like hit hold and then is there a hold button there? No. Oh yeah, there's a hold button there. And then what you do is you program it in somehow, and then it'll scan as a private channel. So but that's $93, shipped by Amazon, sold by another company, and this is January 19th. So this wait's kind of bad. Then you have this one, the 75 XLT, shipped by Amazon up to the 17th, $93, 300 channel. Handheld, analog, conventional channels, trunking or no trunking. Apparently, this area here is analog, conventional, so radio form trying to put me in my place there. But that's 300 channels. It's got programming for search. Perfect if you want to do it. The only thing I told Higgins is it's bigger, it's smaller, and my palm makes the radio look small. It's compact, purse size. But it's $93. I thought about buying something like that. Higgins, I think, was making a joke the other day. Just buy all the analog scanners and then go with digital later. That's what he said. So I could play with it, have a radio room. The 125 is pretty much the same as the 75, But the thing is, Higgins was saying go with digital because if they ever change to digital, I'm ready, right? And there might be channels I don't even know about, right? This is also, $120, and again, it's 500 channels. It's got alpha tagging. It's pretty cool. Then you go into, is this the last one? Oh, no. The last one's this one, is it? No. All right. So the last one on that list, which I missed, was this one, which is the 30C, which is discontinued. So they said 90-day warranty on it. So I can't buy anything discontinued, but this is $117. Again, it's a good little scanner, 500 channel, doesn't have alpha. It's programmed with NASCAR, so it's got NASCAR built in. So that's why people use the 30C for racing. But it looks pretty good, looks great. Like I said, it's a good little scanner apparently, but the warranty sucks. And then the trunking scanner, this is the analog trunking scanner Chloe bought and canceled. Now I can buy it directly outright. All I have to do is, Chloe said, to log in their account, buy it. Base station trunking scanner, 9,000 channels, yada, yada, yada. Buy that. Higgins, again, thinks that we might go digital, which means the trunking scanner would be useless. So he thinks I need to go with the trunking scanner that's analog and digital. So digital analog. So Then finally, you know, that's $175, by the way, which ain't bad. Been pondering that one. But the main problem is I was looking at this one. This one's just like an updated version. The one that my husband bought, man, it's $79. Comes with an actual plug. The base station or the unit and portables don't come with a plug. This one comes with an AC adapter. And, you know, it also has the squelch control by itself on a different knob. So that's something I was toying with, you know, just being like, okay, cool. You know, and then I have the backup. And it still takes 4 AA batteries, not rechargeables. And then this one here is an analog base station. It's 105. And those are the ones I was looking at for the price, you know. I was toying with this. But, you know, Higgins is like, go digital. You might find some new channels. You know, and then with Mama Pee Wee, I think she said something like buy batteries and just keep using batteries. Now, for digital scanners, the basic digital scanners, right, for phase one, only Whistler sells phase one, which is these two, and that means I can go directly to digital. But if the county or state ever changed to phase two, then I'd have to buy another scanner. So, you know, this is $273. So that's basically a quad trunking scanner and a quad trunking scanner and picks up analog too. So it looks pretty good, you know, and for the price, it ain't bad. It just depends on, the price, but that's shipped by Amazon and it's $273, you know. And then finally, for the what do you call it? The phase one scanners, you know, this one here is the 1040. Again, it's $300, you know, and it comes with an actual plug. So you actually get power plug, takes batteries, do whatever. It's digital. It's a quad trunking too. So Whistler's only got 2 models that are premium, and I'll get to premium in a minute. But then you go into phase 2 trunking, 5 trunking scanners, and those are again by Uniden. They're all phase 2, which there's like 4 of them, which is this one. The next one up from that is discontinued, so they give you like a 90-day warranty because they've discontinued it. They're still selling them, but they don't want people buying discontinued scanners. And then finally the thing, and then they have the most higher expensive one, the $600.50, which I'm not going to even show because I don't want something that's not a real scanner. But this one here is Trunk Tracker. And again, you know, this one is one Higgins wanted to buy, but he found out he can't use it. He was like disappointed. But this one here, again, it's 25,000 channel allocated channels. It also has alpha tagging and compact size, and it's got like squelch and volume and, you know, everything built in. But it's $351, you know, shipped by Amazon, delivered by the, you know, I told Higgins I really wanted them all, so I'm gonna have a radio room to listen to various scanners. But this one here is $370 discontinued. Again, the warranty is what caught the 30Cs discontinued, the 75 XLTs discontinued, and the 996 here is discontinued. So technically, I don't want to pay $370, get a 90-day warranty. So, you know, my coffee is going to have to be refilled. But for the last 2, I was pondering buying these 2, one this month and one next month. That was my goal, Mama. The one that I wanted to look into is this one, which I really like the looks of this. Right there. That was one of the ones I saved for. Actually saved for it, Mama. I'm saved. I'm happy I saved for it. But I'll give you the final rundown of what happened, right? So anyways, that one there, that has 25,000 dynamic allocated channels. I think it's like 40,000 actually. It doesn't say, but, you know, it's a database scanner, which means you pump it in your zip code and you go. And that looked really awesome, you know, it looks really cool. I also like how they got the little belt clippy somewhere. I think the belt clippy volume squelch. Okay, so then finally the one that I was really looking at is this one. I've been looking at ordering this one, and this was the one I chose, literally, and I still choose the 536 and the 436, the previous ones. But the last 2 that Higgins was like, oh, maybe you should get something better, than the 530. The 536 is a Trunk Tracker 5 scanner, so it basically picks up all the trunking. The problem is it also picks up analog. The reason I like it is the way it looks. It's a database scanner. Now, I can afford this. I can literally buy it right now. Unfortunately, the reason I've been waiting is because I need to check my balance on a couple things, but my gift cards are overloaded. Chloe's gift cards are way overloaded. She said I could buy anything I want scanner-wise or game-wise. She wants to pay me back. I didn't know how much credit she had, but anyways, that one there is my dream scanner. And I ordered it once before, and it got lost in Troutdale, Oregon. So, but this one here is the one I want. Look at that. It says all those little doodads, buttons, and I mean, literally, it's a zip code scanner. That's the one I wanted to order, It takes AC power and my dream scanner right there. And yet, the ones that they were telling us that we needed for so then I was looking at this one as a dream scanner, but the problem is this one would work for everything but for Higgins. This one's a little like $25 more, but it has extra bonuses. The problem is the face detaches. You remove the face, like right there, and the face, the hinges or whatever, the removal piece can break easy. So they're like, oh, the screen fails at times, and it's a good scanner if you get a non-limit. So I was like, okay, well, I better look into buying a unit, but the Whistler is not bad too, but it just depends on what they're doing. And I think this one here is also a database scanner. Yeah, the memory cards right there. See, so that's again memory based. You just punch it in and go. But then the ones that the Higgins don't like is this one, and this one is $650. And I don't like it. It's got a bulky battery, and the point is I just don't like the looks of it. I'm very picky on what looks nice, and that does not look like nice. Even though they're like, oh, you want this, it's got the belt clippy, and the thing is, I don't want to tote something that around, even though it's like the Elite thing. It's a software defined system. It's not a real scanner. It uses software based things, and if the software gets corroded inside the hardware, your scanner's useless. Plus fact, what if they don't replace, you can't get the batteries for it? At least with the current handheld ones, most of them take AA batteries, so that's a plus. So I skipped this one. And then the final one, the big jobby, again, it's a software-defined system. It's why it's SDS, and this is the one that Higgins wants. And to me, I don't mind it, but to me, it's a software-defined system, so it's not a true radio scanner. But as you can see, it's got the SD card, and USB, micro USB. It has squelch, volume, memory, channel department system, push function, headphones, everything like this. But this thing is just really beefy, I mean, it's literally a beefy thing, and huge. And, this looks really good. People say, oh, this is the best of the best. But, you only invest in one of these if you have simulcast. Otherwise, if you're in an area like analog or digital, you don't invest in it. But, thing is so when it came to Higgins, he said buy digital, and if they ever change to from analog to digital, you're prepared, right? But don't go with phase one digital, because phase one, if they go to phase two instead of phase one here, then you're stuck with phase two, which means you can't listen anyway. The scanner is 4 trunking, not 5. So if you go with the phase two, that's like $300 some minimum. But you also need one that you can maintain, which means running something with a database scanner, right? So you got your database scanner, and then you have your non-database scanner. So he's like, skip phase ones. But going with analog, any conventional analog scanner will work here. But because they can't sell their fire and police boats fast enough, they're not going digital. So, the argument is I'm getting one channel. So if I'm getting one channel, I either got to hope like hell to find a plug for my current scanner, or 2, buy another scanner that's analog that takes a plug, use that new scanner with the one code and one channel. Excuse me while I go tinkle real quick. So the argument was, Higgins says, maybe I'll find channels that I don't know about on the analog network, or a digital or analog network with the scanner, right? so I can hear more than just the sheriff. On the other hand, okay. Thanks, Mom, for waiting. So the thing I was going to say is, right? So Higgins says I can get more than one channel if I spend $500 on a scanner. That argument's valid, right? Now I want to get your argument or your opinion argument on the other side of the coin. Now before I finish, let me just tell you before I go fill my coffee cup up, you're going to love this, right? Zoe's answer was, why spend $500 on a scanner to only get one channel because everything else is encrypted? Fire department and the EMS uses different channels, right? And I might be able to get something on businesses from time to time or listen to Opelco. Opelco never uses their radio frequencies. I asked the lady when I called the other day, I said, I have two questions. When's my bill due for the electric company? That was my way of getting in. And two is, why isn't the electric company during the power outages not using the radio scanners or the radio so I can listen into the repair work? They said, well, they don't really like to use it. Yeah, so even if they're on a trunk system, they never use it. So even if Opelco said they're not using it, even though, right? And the school is never using the radio trunk systems. The schools here, they don't. And the bus barn doesn't use it. So you got all these channels that aren't used, because they're just too, they think it's just too lazy, the cell phones are the way of the future. So, but Zoe made an argument there. Now, I want to get, Pee-wee's argument was, just use what you have and pay more, like $80 a month batteries. Now, 80 times 10 is 800. So it's like $920 a year battery. So if you just spend $500 for a powered scanner, you save $400 in the first year of batteries. But anywho, let me just tell you the story, Mom. So Poppy turns around, Mom, and says, I don't know anything about scanners except I have the 100 and 200, the most expensive, and I love them. I pick up everything in Cleveland, and I can't see myself. When I get home, I listen to him. When at work, I put headphones in. He said the other day, the boss came to me, and I was listening, and he said, John, and I have it hidden, and he lets me work with the computer till they get the router fixed, so I can actually have my computer running at home, and then I can work from home. And he said, well, you're listening to a little radio? And he says, does it bother you? No, you can do what you want. You're very productive. And he says, well, it's entertaining. He says, yeah, music soothes the mind. Well, his preacher's, he's his preacher's employee. So his preacher's brother has a fruit and vegetable business, and they have like 20 warehouses, and Dad does the orders, right? So he's like, oh, no, this ain't actual radio. This is a police scanner. And I'm listening to all the stuff that most people can't listen to because this area here isn't encrypted, but you have to have an expensive scanner. Well, the one guy who's his son and his, they're like, oh, really? We were looking into an analog, but it wouldn't work that well out here. Dad said you need digital and simulcast, most likely if they change. So Dad says, I know about a little bit about scanners, but I didn't know that your area is conventional, so you might want to say conventional because you have one channel out here. He's just like, got it scanned, so he's just like, oh. So when they found out he's carrying a $650 thing and he's got like a little battery charger he keeps with him so he can just swap out the batteries, And he's like, I love it because I get to hear everything. Police traffic problems, traffic blockages, what's going on. He's my daughter got me into this, but at the same time, my daughter keeps asking me how much to spend. And I know my daughter is very frugal when it comes to money, but the joke goes, for that argument, Dad said, just choose what would work for me. And if we ever upgrade, if I have to upgrade when the need arises, So to me, Mom, and I'm going to say this with love, I feel like, Mom, no, I'm like being told like the military, only upgrade, use it until you have to upgrade, right? So to me, I'm like, so what do? Do I buy a basic scanner or do I buy a fancy scanner? I saved for it. I mean, literally, all the gift cards Chloe saved, I could buy the SDS 200, but to me, I don't feel worthy of the 200 because, frankly, there's too many bells and whistles, and people are like, new beginners shouldn't have those. Well, then fine, I don't need it. But then again, I don't want something to get software defined anyways. It could rot. So, lowering my standards, I went with 436, 536, or one of the cheapies, and then worked my way up to a better one. Unfortunately, Chloe, of course, said, oh, get what you want, but, Pee-wee's saying just keep buying batteries, supposedly. I can't remember. Poppy said get the one that would do for me on the island, whether it be one channel or 100. Higgins says upgrade completely to digital, so I can just, I could probably find things. But again, the magnetic antenna on a power plane is what they call them. Their plane jack is not good. They think it's a fire hazard. And so, but the thing is, what do you recommend, Mama? I mean, we got Jackeries coming. We have some other prepping stuff coming. I was going to ask you if you had any suggestions for other prepping things I need right now. You're the prepper that guides me. You're my guiding star, my shining star. So, but I want to get your input on this whole radio thing because, it's always like you're paying $500 plus tax for a scanner that may or may only get one channel and may not get one, more than one channel. But, on Radio Reference, I'll show you this, right? Radio Reference, they have a database for everything, right? Apparently, right? Apparently, they say it's updated weekly. So if you go to their database, and then you go to Washington, and then you go to my county, right? I'm going to show you this. So whoops, I don't want settings. I want present, share screen, right? And so, for example, right here, right, San Juan County, because I live on an island, as you know, it shows 3 trunk systems and amateur thing, San Juan County, education, town, airports, and businesses, right? So here's what it is: fire EMS, right? So it's a fire EMS, right? So I could probably pull these up because they're all saying that this is conventional, but I don't hear anything. Law enforcement, I hear. Local governments, water department, public works, right here, same, right here, public works, codes, education, the school district, town of Friday Harbor, public works, Opelco's, I don't know what, Opelco's, whatever. So, but that's just for that, So if you go to Trunked, right, it says Turbo Washington State Department. So they're telling me if I get the digital scanner, I can listen to the Phase 2 Department of Transportation, which includes the ferries. And then there's Department of Transportation. So these are the trunk systems. But if I go to amateur radio, apparently it pulls up a list of amateur radios right here that would pull in, but they don't go, there. They don't budge, right? So then, you go to San Juan County, and what do you get? Fire, law enforcement, and public works, education, and this, right? Then if you go down to this and go to education, it says right there, education. Then if you go to town of Friday Harbor, it says right here. So Opelco is not even on the list anymore. Then if you go to airports, you got air operations in this, so you can't listen to it if they're using it, but does it? I don't hear much on airports. And finally, the business groups, right? Opelco dispatch, right? Yeah. So the utility, right? Mode FM. So it's something modulation, frequency modulation. I think there's amplified modulation and then frequency something modulation. But anyways, so if you look at these, right, that's all they have here. And so Higgins is like, oh, well, if you get a digital, you can listen to all of it. And if it doesn't work well, then, there's nothing wrong. But, so he said one channel. Now, if I can get all these channels, that would be good. But still, is it justify the $500 price tag, right? Dad said, if I got the handheld model, I can go to Anacortes and listen to everything in Skagit and Whatcom when I'm out there. But that's, but then, one person said buy batteries, another person says buy what's needed, another person said one channel, another person said buy it and you'll get more channels. Hell, I might even get Canadian stuff because the Canadian says he picks up everything out here. And then for me, I'm skeptical of parting with. Yeah, well, the apartment's going to be fine. Melissa already said she's already got my back. She's not going to let me be homeless. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So what I got to do this morning is compile an email to Melissa. Basically, after talking to Dad last night about this problem, Dad actually, Dad was actually Mama Fanny was comforting. He would have done the same like you. I'm not worried about losing my place. What Poppy said to me was he thought it was discrimination. 3 or 4 inspections in 1 year. And that this last round was about fire hazards. Yet they didn't. They came in and fixed the tub. And that's when they were like, oh, we need another inspection. Because we didn't, So then they were going through my shit and saying, oh, this and this and this. And then they wrote a letter on it. Yet they can't just walk into my room and be like, oh, office. And be like, oh, hi, Rita. Oh, that's a fire hazard. So, the thing is, we can get it fixed. That's the thing. The thing is Dad said by law that if they're going to tell you that these are violations, then they need to put it on paper. They can't turn around and, So Melissa's going to get me a new bed. So she's just going to outright give me a new bed. That'll swap out that. And we can move that at the same time. But the office, me and Chloe's going to work on that in the next week or so. We'll get everything taken care of. So, Chloe's going to work on hers over the weekend. She's devoting her entire time to go through these boxes and make room. So she's got a place to sleep and to clean up some more crap and get rid of some more garbage. And then, we'll, once her room's done, we'll start the office and get that done. Meanwhile, I told her I will maintain the cleaning and the other rooms per day, little bit. But the problem is Chloe's going to have to pick up pieces for that. And if we have to rearrange the entire layouts of the rooms, then we're going to have to. But the thing is Poppy said they have to leave it on paper just to say, oh, these are violations, move it forward, and then they leave, and they don't do an inspection. And then Chloe's like, fuck it. I mean, literally, Chloe's the one that's at fault because, they should have put it on paper. If they put it on paper, Mama, I would have fucking jumped through hoops. But they didn't put it on paper. Now they're like, oh, fire hazard. Put it on paper. But you know what? Plugs are staying. Poppy said everyone fucking uses cords. If they want to fucking charge that one, they can kiss my ass. Because Melissa said the same thing. Unless they're going to fucking pull out every fucking plug and rewire them, plugs don't work. I mean, literally. Oh, the cables are fire hazards. Really? The thing is they give us a lease, right? And then the Chloe gets a copy of the lease. She throws it away. I read the lease, and it's just like, Thing is okay. The lease with the steam cleaning, it's in the lease, all right? Steam clean the carpets every 6 months. But the problem is no one fucking does it. That's the thing. They can't enforce it for me, then they can't enforce it with Trish. They can't enforce it to Deanna. They can't enforce it to Spam. They can't enforce it to Boatman, the Anthony. They can't enforce it to Andy. They can't enforce it to any other tenants. I mean, you know who's the worst tenant of all in this whole building and this entire complex? So Chloe turns around, right? Chloe says to me and to the management yesterday, you're going to come in here and attack us because we're disabled and Rita's got a concussion. You forced her to clean. And yet you won't go and take a look at Patty's place. Oh, Patty's a sweetheart. She's deaf. Deaf maybe, but her place is 99% looked like a nuke bomb went off inside. They said, do you have proof? Chloe says, oh, yeah, you want to see pictures? Oh, my God. Yeah, that was the last time. So as long as you're not enforcing other tenants, you can't enforce us because you're looking the other way for others because, it isn't our fault that the fucking place is falling apart. They were trying to blame Chloe for breaking the fucking tub. I put in emails. I put in work orders. They made it disappear. I even photocopied my last work order and basically sent it to them saying this is the date we sent it to you. And they said, oh, we don't know what happened to it. Really? It says right there, tub basically needs to be looked at. Handle might break one day. Fix it. Tub breaks right before Christmas. We're making sponge baths. What are they doing? They had to get off their lazy ass from being outside the island for holidays to come and fix a tub. And they're angry. So they're like, oh, yeah, fire hazard, right? But they have to put it on paper. They can't just sit there, Mom, and say, oh, yes, Fanny, you and your daughter, Rita, you have 4 fire violations. Fix it, right? You can sit there and be like, okay. But they tell you verbally to fix it. Where's the paper that tells you what needs to be exactly? Like Mary came down one day and says, oh, there's a fire violation and I was out of town, So when I talked to Mary and said, manager, the rent's been sent. Here's a tracking. She said, oh, Rita, when you get back, can you move this about a foot? Oh, yeah, no problem. Sure, Mary, no problem. Good. Did you leave it on my door to tell me what needs to be done and what needs to be moved? Oh, yes, we made a note. You didn't steal anything. No, I'm not a thief, Rita. So anyway, she said I also brought Sister Shelly in to make sure nothing got stolen. Shelly watched us like a hawk. Good. So basically, I came home, moved it forward, right? And that was on the paper. But here, they don't even fucking do it. They just say, oh, you need to do this. Really? Well, Chloe's going to be working this weekend on the stuff. But, the point is. And the scanner, yes, I know what to get. The problem is what do you mean? What do you mean? Please clarify what you mean by this. You don't know what, you don't know what's going to be. The thing is my advocate already said I'm not going to be homeless, okay? The only one that's going to be homeless. Oh, Mother Fanny. Mother Fanny. Go ahead. Tell her. Tell Grandma Fanny. Hello, Grandma Fanny. Happy New Year. You smell kind of mildewy. I need a bath. Anyways, I have a favor to ask you. A favor, yeah. Your grandson needs a favor. I know you'll agree to it. I need some payments. So tonight I want payments. And since you're here online, you can authorize payments that you bought. Also, just to let you know, Mama Fanny, my Grandma Fanny, my bucket's running low, and you got to tell Mommy to order some more. And if Mommy doesn't, then maybe you can order some more for me since Mommy's being stingy. Yeah. So can I have payments? Can I have payments? Hi. Oh, and Mama's looking at a Havanese dog puppy for herself in case training and for a new service doggy. I'm 13 years old, so she's worried about my health. You kind of look like a Havanese. Whoa. Little bear, she's gonna pay you. Come on, Mom. Does that satisfy you, Mom? Pay him? Lol. See, he comes out here because he wants payment. Yeah. Let's look, Mom. The heaters, it looks like this. See? That's what the baseboard heaters look like. See? I don't know what they have. See? Does that answer your question? No, I gotta clean the wall again. That's the other thing we bitched about was the wall. It's like I can't fucking do everything in a week. If you want me to fucking do little bit by little bit, I'll have this plate clean all the time, but you gotta fucking give me some time to rest. If they don't make me rest, they're gonna fucking kill me and put me in the ground, yes? So does that answer your question? So what? I gotta use the bathroom again. So tell me, is that a heating element inside? I don't know what the hell I'm looking for in a heater. You know more than me. You're older than me. Widow bear, hate the widow bear. Okay. Not yet paid. Anyways, let me see what Mom says. Well, yeah, but they're saying that this is a fire hazard. So I mean, let me put it this way. Okay, look at this. Look at this, right? So right, it's a clear. See that? So it's a clear 2 feet from that post right there, right? But from here, it's a whopping 14 inches, about 13 inches from tip to tip, I think. 13 inches, Mama. So, yeah, about 13 inches. So, 13 inches. Yet they want me to move the fucking table about a foot. They want me to fucking move the bed about a fucking foot too, due to the fact that. Hold on a sec. Let me fucking fix this real quick. So they want me to move the fucking bed about a fucking foot, or just dispose of the bed, sleeping on the floor, because they don't like it. You know. They also claim the bed could have bed bugs because the fucking mattress got holes in it, or the springs are showing. Here we go. So that there, right? That there, right? Is a fire hazard because of where the blankets are. So again, they're like, oh, it's a fire hazard. You got to fix it. And then my office, again, the heaters flipped at the switch, right? They fucking flipped their lid. Literally, they're fucking lambasting. Oh, well, you know, the pipes could freeze. Not my fucking problem. It's your problem. You're the fucking management company. You can't tell me. Okay, let me show you this, Mom. Let me show you this. Okay. All right. So let me share this, okay? I'm not going to show you my address, and you know my address anyway, but all right, can I do it this way without you seeing my address? Yes, I can. Okay, so all right, so right here, right, with my $30 or 30, what was it? All right, so with my credit of $37, okay, hold on, let me do it this way because it's fucking screwed. Okay, let me just do it this way. I want to explain this to you, Mom. So let's see here. I want to show you anyways. Actually, let's do it this way. Okay. All right. So somewhere around here, it's like, unless I emailed it. Right here, right? So go over to here, right? Let me just show you this, okay? All right. This will explain it to you, okay? So they don't care. They have no fucking remorse, greedy bastards that they are, right? They go like this, right? So it goes like this. I keep the baseboard switch on the heaters off so I don't have to fucking use it. And Melissa said that's the fucking best way of doing it because then they can't fucking complain it's fire hazard. But because I turned the heater off, they're now telling me I violated the lease because the heat's got to be on for them to keep the pipes from freezing. But it ain't my job to fucking keep their pipes from freezing. Okay. So here we go, right? So me and Chloe paid $64 each for our bill. So we're paid, right? So if you go view bill, right, I'm going to just show you the bill. Not bill, but anyways, this part, right? And I don't want to show you my account number or my address. That's why. Okay, so it says here, right? $35 credit was applied from last month when we got the credit from the state program that Melissa put me in, right? So we had an extra amount of money. So November was covered, December was covered, January was partially covered with $35, right? So in the end, without the $35 credit, the bill would be like 165. So it was like 128, right? 128 bucks, right? So it says here, right? So in the last year's billing cycle, because it was a little warmer in winter time, it was 963 kilowatts used. Last month I used 960 kilowatts, right? This current billing is 1,312 kilowatts. Heater was on during that power, But the problem is it was 128, and with them, they're knocking off my electric bill. Without the special apartment subsidy that we have here, our bill is like 90. It's like $99 off a 2-bedroom, so we get 99 bucks off that already. So it's 100. Let's just say 100 bucks. So it would have been $240 plus the fact that they're knocking off. I think it's I can't remember what it is per month, but it's like every year in April they reapply us, and I think it's. I can't remember what it is, but it's like something, that so it's like they give you X amount of money and then they knock off it's like 39. It's like $39 additionally off. So you got like 120 off your bill per month because the disabled program they have. So 120 plus 150 would be $270 per month, right? So I'm paying 128 this month, right? So me and Chloe divided. Well, if we've seen the bill up at 400 and we paid 200 each. So thing is, but the problem is they're saying that it's my job to keep their pipes from unfreezing. So with me flipping everything off at the switch, they're fucking throwing a fit. And I said, well, this is how I keep my bill low because they claim that if there's a cold snap, right? Say the temperature is like 30 degrees, right? You're probably thinking to me, okay, how does that story work? Say that the temperature is 30 degrees, right, Mama? They claim the heater will kick in automatically. These heaters don't fucking turn on at all. They just sit there idle. This switch right here, the switch behind the Christmas tree, completely off. It says off. So technically, they say even when it's off, apparently the heater kicks on for staying warm. I mean, they didn't even complain about the stains on the countertops. They were more worried about fire hazards than anything, you know. But still. Yeah, well, thinking of this, right? We just talked about it. See, if you look at that right there, right, the wood, it's wood. Dad said it doesn't burn. And because these blow hot air, apparently they're afraid it's going to be a fire hazard. So technically, these blow hot air. They're, you know, I mean, literally, my mother had the same fucking thing, you know, back in our mobile home. Nothing happened. I mean, literally, my Trish Connor emailed me and said, look, these fucking things, they're, I mean, literally, they claim that, you know, fire's going to happen. I mean, literally. Oh, you can't have your bed yet. Really? I mean, literally. I mean, they claim that they turn on automatically during winter. I want to get your opinion on that because I fucking flipped from the switch and they threw a fit. They said I was causing the fucking building to have a plumbing problem. So I said to them, where in the lease does it say that it's my responsibility to keep the heater as hot as possible for you guys to keep your pipes from freezing? I mean, look, there's a cool breeze coming here and it's 45, right? The heater's not on. I used the heater once this week. Once. Chloe's like, I'm cold. Okay, I'll turn it on. She's been using her heater in the room. They're like, oh, you can't use your heater in your room because, you know, I left her room switched on. She switched it, I think, herself. But thing is Chloe literally knows that this fucking, I mean, literally, everyone turns around and says that the fucking building's lasted 40 years with all these fucking people. Well, how is it a fire violation? I mean, literally, the fire department, let me put it this way. If you were an inspector, mama, from the state or state, federal, and local, right? Hypothetically, are you going to find the management company because there's fucking cables here and here and there and over there and then more cables behind the TV? Are you going to fucking do that? Or are you going to sit there and say, they're complaining about every fucking cable in this place? It's like they have nothing better to fucking do but to bitch. And to me, they're the fucking problem. And then they had the fucking audacity to tell me that my movie running while I'm on the phone should be turned off because they were appalled by a movie that misrepresents Jesus. It's called Jesus of Nazareth. It's 6 hours and it's 1977. It's not like you know, next time they come in here, I might just fucking run a porno. Fucking she-mails. See what they fucking say then. Oh, I'm sorry, this is my domain. You either fucking walk out and come back later or fucking do your job while I'm watching fucking my porn. I mean, I could do that too. I could do lesbian porn. That would fucking annoy them. How about gay porn? Just watch it and be like, oh yeah, or she-male porn or she-man porn or whatever, mama Fanny. I mean, you know I'm not into porn, but I'd fucking do it just to piss them off. Be like, sorry, can't turn it off. You're in my home. And it's a burden to me that you're telling me to turn off my TV. And by the way, if you try it, we'll call the police because you're violating my privacy. I mean, look, let me ask you this. Let me move this for a second. You see that wall right there and that closet door? That closet door has a fireproof safe, right? Let me ask you this. If you're a management company, is it your fucking damn right to know if there's fucking firearms in it? Or is that a violation of my Second Amendment right there to ask the fucking question? Yeah, think about it. I'm pissed about it by some mom. Let me use a tinkler again. Yeah, I want to see your opinion. Let's see. You said nope. Nope about what? Oh, yeah. The firearm thing, right? Yeah. I mean, literally. Oh, is it a crime? No, it isn't a crime. Is it against the law? No, it's not against the fucking law. I mean, literally, to fucking sit there and tell me that a fucking my Swiss Army knife is it's a violation of leaving it sitting around. I'm sorry, but this is my fucking tool. I mean, to fucking tell me what I can and can't do is like telling me I'm a fucking child. I mean, literally. Let me put it to you this way, okay? Melissa and I made a joke, right? And you're gonna sit there and say, what joke did Melissa make? Melissa turned around. Oh yeah, you said you don't know what's going to happen with the apartment. Tell me. That's what I was asking about it. That's why I highlighted it for you. Tell me, what do you think? What did you mean? Pay him? Lol. Yeah, the thing is, they're basically claiming that 3 areas are fire hazards and the cables are fire hazards. Now tell me how, I mean, literally, if you were an inspector, would you fucking say anything? No. I mean, literally, I live here, they don't. If they come in once a year for an inspection and next year they're complaining about the cables, I'll be like, fix the fucking plugs then so I can fucking plug in multiple plugs. Otherwise, I mean, literally. Then if I do move the plug, right? Let me just tell you a joke, right? And if I do, they do fix the plugs. You can't plug the computer here. They want me to move my computer to my office, right? They want me to use my computer now. But look at this. That plug's there, right? If I hooked up the plug to there, for example, that would mean they'd be fucking complaining that the multi-tap's next to the heater. But Dad says by law, the multi-tap, everyone uses them. They could be fire hazards. But their argument is the multi-tap's a fire hazard. Well, then fucking put in the lease, you got to ban all multi-taps. Then what happens if their computer fries because they don't have a surge protector? Whose fucking fault is it? The management companies. They'll protect their shit, but they won't protect the homeless people's or the poor people's. Nope. So guess what? They can fuck off. These cables stay right there. I told Melissa, I'm not moving those fucking cables. And if I have to unplug everything and move it into the office because that's what they want, they're going to fucking get me to do it on my own fucking time. Because frankly, I got to fucking rest. I can't be fucking up and down with high blood pressure waiting for my doctor to see me keel over because they're causing me a heart attack and a stroke because they won't fucking, listen. I mean, literally, the fucking thing's off the... You know what my argument was to Melissa? Melissa says, well, you know what the argument was 6 months ago? Oh, it's a fire hazard. No, it ain't. Well, why don't you think so? 6 months ago, Melissa even remembers this. It's fucking turned off the switch. What do? They go in my office, open up the panel, look at it, it's off. I said I don't use it, so if the fucking cold air comes in here, it doesn't matter to me because I don't use the fucking heaters in there. Well, the pipe. There is no pipes in the fucking bedrooms, you son of a bitch. I mean, literally. Then they asked me if I keep extra 9-volt batteries for the smoke detector and the carbon monoxide. Oh, yeah, I do. But then I turn and I quote, fire extinguishers 4 years expired in there. Why don't you replace it? Oh, no, we don't have the finances. So then get rid of the fucking fire extinguishers. Then they look at the hood vent like, oh, your hood vent's so nasty. You needed to clean it. That's a fire hazard. The grease thing above. So that was what they were talking to Chloe about. And Chloe says, oh, well, I'm not cleaning it. Lady said, well, if you don't, you're evicted, right? They go into the kitchen and look up there. It's already clean. Chloe says, well, you were saying you want to evict me for a dirty hood vent, when the hood vent's completely clean. And they're watching the fan. There's no power. And the fan's just blowing from the air coming down. She says, that's why the fucking apartment's cold all the time. Because the way the fucking roof is. Oh, well, you're not a roofer. And I said, yeah, but I am. I know these things better than you. I can fucking redo this roof faster than anyone. I'm not a fucking plumber, but I know fucking roofing better than anyone. Then they asked me my credentials. When I told them, the one guy literally said, oh, I know your dad. Yeah, my dad and I work together, you son of a bitch. So if you want to fucking tell me I'm a fucking Peckerwood, then you go call him because he taught me everything I know, my stepdad, Roy. I said, otherwise you can go fuck off because I know more about roofing than anything. I can do foundation work too. I mean, literally, I said, under the linoleum is fucking concrete. And the linoleum's peeling in the bathroom. They didn't even give a shit. They were more worried about the fire hazards than the linoleum peeling. I mean, literally, they want the fucking know, everything. I mean, literally, oh, there's fire. You know what? You can fix the fire thing. I mean, literally, they're already angry I turned it off. They're more fucking pissed that they claim I violated the lease by turning off the fucking heaters. I mean, they don't know it's not on until we showed them again. And then they're like, oh, And Chloe's like, well, when you leave, we're turning it off again. Well, you can't. And then you know what Chloe said to them? Chloe fucking one-upped them. They said, oh, if you're worried that you turn the water temperature down, which Rita will turn up, well, if they do that, we're evicting. I said, okay, I'll one-up you then. They said, what? I said, I'll turn the fucking power off of the water tank completely. We'll use it once a week. We'll do dishes and everything else. Well, if you do that, they're living filth. Well, we can boil our own dishwater in this and use the burners. So if the coils go out, not a problem because you're turning the temperature down. And then you're telling me that we have to take a bath every week because it's hard to get a water tank. Oh, we just conserve it for the next 20 years. And they didn't like that answer either. I mean, what the fuck is the problem? What, afraid pipes are going to freeze and the fucking water tank's going to freeze up? I mean, literally, they're angry I fucking turned the heaters off. They're angry I can fucking flip a switch and turn off the fucking water tank at my disposal. Then what's the point of having a fucking breaker in your apartment fuse box, huh? Just fucking flip what you want. I mean, I don't get what their fucking problem is. I mean, you know, Mom, tell me, what do you think? Why are they upset the heaters are turned off in the bedroom? That's not a fire hazard. You turn them off. Literally. I mean, literally, I don't use the bedrooms. So to me, it doesn't fucking matter, you know? I'll wait for your reply. So I just went in there to check. It's still off. So technically they didn't fuck with it. But still they have a I looked at it closely, right? It's like bedroom heat's on its own separate circuit breaker. Then you got living room heat, which is on its own separate circuit. And then you have range. Then you have kitchen. Then you have bedroom lights, which is on its own circuit. Water heater and bathroom. And that's it. It's like and I was looking at it and it's like slot number 2 water tank. I was like, you know what? They want to fucking bitch with me. We'll fucking do that too, you know? Mm. Mm. All right. They put it in the burden of the All right, so let's see what I wrote because I was writing someone about this. So let me see this email I'm compiling. That's why I was typing because you guys, let's see, me and Poppy. All right, however, needing. My argument is valid. They're worried the heat needs to be on because they put it on the burden of the tenants to heat the apartment so their pipes don't freeze. Had the same fight in Moses Lake and Quincy. I won both times. It's not the responsibility of the tenants to keep the pipes from freezing or paying exorbitant amounts of money to heat the apartment that some people cannot afford in high heating. Some people are poor. It's management's responsibility if the pipes freeze, not on the tenants. However, they're correct. Their fire violations, let's just say after they left. That's true. I spoke to Poppy and I checked on something. Poppy, I checked on something. It doesn't say anywhere in the lease to keep stuff near the baseboard heaters. That only blow the hot air. The measuring tape shows 12 inches to 24 inches from stuff. The living room can be remedies. But most of the heaters is in the bedrooms stay off. How do I know it? Well, in the lease, it doesn't say tenants must heat the bedrooms. Therefore, it also says tenants does not have the right. It also says tenants must heat. It doesn't say tenants must heat the bedroom. Therefore, it also says tenants do or do not have the rights to flip the switch off and on. There's no law in the lease that says we can turn off the heaters at the circuit breaker. Or anything else to save on electricity. Therefore, there was no fire threat as it turns off at the box and not turning on automatically like they said. So the bedroom argument is invalid. Lol. Let's see. Is there another? They're speaking about the office needing to be changed up because of the heat. The argument is valid. My argument is valid. They're worried the heat needs to be on because they put on the burden of the tenants to heat the apartment so the pipes don't freeze. At the same fight, Moses Lake and Quincy, I won both times. It's not the responsibility of the tenant to keep the pipes from freezing or by paying an exorbitant amount of money to heat the apartment that some people cannot afford in high heating. Some people are poor. It is the management's responsibility if the pipes freeze, not on the tenants. However, to correct the fire violations, let's just say after they left, I spoke to Poppy and checked on something. It doesn't say anywhere in the lease to keep stuff near the baseboard heaters that only blow hot air. The measuring tape shows 12 inches to 24 inches from my table. So that argument is invalid. And that argument is invalid. The bed is 12 inches from anything, so that argument is invalid. And finally, the cables are not a problem on the floor. Did it in Quincy, Moses Lake, with no problems whatsoever. The living room can be remedied, but then at the end I says right here, I will do what is needed, but I am here at Poppy and Request to tell you why the argument is invalid. But I always comply. However, as I spoke to former managers, there is no law stating that it's against rules to turn off power to rooms or heat to rooms. Our job is to keep place clean, and so forth. It's a gray area when it comes to turning off heat in other areas or so forth. So if you have any more questions, feel free to email me or give your thoughts and opinions. God bless you and thanks for your time. Sincerely. All right. There we go. So, email was sent. Basically, did she leave again? No, it can't be. Oh, that came in. All right. So let's see what mom's got to say now. Oh, it says your pro. Well, I'm going to use the restroom while I wait for you again. I think you left, but anyways. Anyways, let me check. It's about time I log off anyways. I've been here for a long time anyways. So, yeah. All right, so I guess it's time for me to game since Mama Fanny's disappeared. I could send her some links on scanners, but I don't know if she'd be interested in links with scanners. You know. So I figured I would log off, play my game for a while, and relax. It's time for my relaxing time, anyways. But I want to say with love to you all. I might send Mama Fanny an email anyways before I go, just because I can. But I don't know what time Chloe went to bed. I think she went to bed at 7, so I'm going to check on Chloe anyways. But I'm going to send Mama a quick email, Mama Fanny. Let's see, where's the new, here we go. See, I don't use Mailbird that much. Okay, so it goes like this. Oops. There you go, Mama Fanny. All right. So I sent her a new message. All right, so with Mama Fanny, I'm not commenting, and I want to get out of here because it's game time. I'm gonna check with Chloe and then go from there. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone, and stay safe. I will be back sooner or later. And I think I've spent 3 hours and 40 minutes on this video this morning, so I'm ready to relax. So with that said, everyone, I hope that you enjoyed the show, and I will tune into you guys later. Mama Fanny, if you're still up, I emailed you. So, and the rest of you out there, please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions, like, subscribe button, souls of fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. The bell notification, the subscribe button, the thumbs up button, and just keep the comments nice is all we ask. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.